What's going on, everybody? Byron Ryan here. We got Devin, and we've got our special guest, Miss Rayvana, is in the building or in
Oh,
the chat or in the whatever the hell this is called. Even though she's wearing that extremely ugly ass shirt,
oh, that's
I
terrible.
almost wore my Bayern shirt today,
so you
but
should have wore
United
that
are
one.
playing right now, so
Yeah, but they're
I'm just gonna take off the shirt in general and just show my.
but they're playing Wolves, and it. I mean, granted, it's still halftime, but I mean, the total shots are kind of right there, I guess.
And with
Yeah.
Julian Lopetegui no longer at Wolves, I mean, you never really know what's going to come out of that situation. But they're a relegation scrapper this year for certain.
absolutely. I'll say I miss seeing buff ass Adama Traore running up and down the side of the pitch in the tight ass Wolves
And
jersey.
see, now he's going to Fulham. You saw he just signed with Fulham. So
Yeah, I did see that.
Hold on, you saw the announcement, right?
no.
They did a picture of like the seats at the stadium and just put a bottle of baby oil in the fucking seat.
Yep.
And it was like or announcement coming or something like that, and it was just a thing of baby oil, and I was like, sweet baby Jesus, this is what the fuck we've come to.
This is an announcement.
that career path too. I mean, from being like a La Masia little, super starlet, and then back and forth to Barcelona and Wolves to Fulham. I mean, his career's kind of done all kinds of weird paths. It's
Kind of. So his career's done the same pass as his fucking shots and passes go through. Just goddamn all over the place. All right, we got Stefan Meyer here, so we actually have some watchers from I believe Stefan is from, I think he's in Germany, so at least we have somebody that's non-US. Thank God. But he's probably not going to like the topic we're about to start going to.
Before you launch in, Ryan, before you launch in, I gotta throw out. Today is a sad day, even though it's the day after my birthday, as it was announced that Jurrien Timber has significant damage to his ACL and will miss Timber for Arsenal. He's going to miss 4 to 6 months. The guy we just signed.
Which one is he? The good one or the other one?
The defender, the good one.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. That makes sense then.
Yeah, we spent $50 million and we got roughly 50 minutes out of him.
Jesus.
Was a great signing though before the injury.
It is, but it's also.
I will say I did bring the beer this time.
Nice.
So
he's the 7th player.
Shit's gonna get sideways today.
He's the 7th player that played on a United States preseason tour and spent a lot of time on turf to go down with an ACL injury. So if you see like Militao and Courtois for Real Madrid, both came to America, both blew their ACL out. Timber's now out for Arsenal.
That would bring up that topic of, was it the turf that put too much strain on his joint?
That's my question. It's too much of a coincidence to see these guys, especially Timber, who had no injury history at Ajax at all. Plays 4 matches on turf in America, comes back, and in the first like almost non-contact foul of the second half, and he's down, and they're saying it's a rupture with potential meniscus injury too. So it's a sad day.
Well, before we get into the Women's World Cup, seeing as I know Stefan definitely doesn't want to talk about that shit. Hold on. Did he send me a picture? Oh, I thought he sent me a picture of me, but Stefan's enjoying an adult libation. So yes, we know what we're doing.
For the Women's World Cup, all of who we were rooting for have gone out now.
Shut it. I don't want to hear it. Well, at least Devin he's a Netherlands guy. Rayvana, I guess, would be a U.S. person.
Well, I was really rooting for the Republic of Ireland.
Okay, well, we all knew they weren't getting out of that shit.
Yeah.
But the thing is U.S., Republic of Ireland, Netherlands, Germany. Yeah, we all got fucking trounced. This is bullshit.
Well, and I saw
this. And at least, Devin, your Netherlands squad, the U.S. squad, and the German squad were supposed to be 3 of the fucking favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck me running. Did that go shit heels up?
And I saw that Sydney Leroux started something with with one of the Netherlands players, and it was like, you know, you should learn to not chat shit too. And now you're out. And it was literally like
I'd planned on getting into that later on, Devin, but since you want to throw that motherfucker out there,
I put out the Michael Che meme from Saturday Night Live where it's like it's a lose-lose.
My thing is
fighting with your brother. It's like you're both in trouble.
For me personally, Berenstain, the Netherlands player, is a former Bayern player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit what Sidney LaCroix had to fucking say. Shut the fuck up. Don't talk to a Bayern player that way. like my thing is Sidney needs to understand. Your ass hasn't played in a game that fucking mattered for the U.S. in 2 fucking years. I mean, injuries, pregnancy, stuff like that, I get that. But shut the hell up when somebody's talking about the U.S. I mean, we can all agree the U.S. came in cocky as shit. But the thing is for Sidney to go off on Berenstain like that, I mean, it's banter. That's game talk. Sidney, shut the fuck up. You're not even in the country. But the thing is I can understand those two going at it versus fucking the redheaded fucking ginger bitch sitting on a stage, that curly-haired fucking fuckbag. And you've got that loudmouth piece of shit just running off of the mouth. Okay, my thing goes back to Sidney. You've played for a winning, you know what I'm saying, a winning side. Berenstain has played for a top-end women's side. Lexi Lawless, what the fuck have you done, boss?
Oh God! Oh God! Please, okay.
Shorts wearing son of a bitch.
This video is no longer monetized.
What? We're 7 minutes and 30 seconds in, so technically the monetization only runs for the first 30 seconds, and then after 30 seconds you can say whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
So because it's a live, and I put an intro that's 24 seconds long. So 24-second intro, and then me announcing who I am. Boom, we're out of that 30-second mark. But I'm not getting monetized on this shit heap anyway. I don't have enough followers yet to be classified as monetized.
I feel that. Rayvana, how have you been? How's life on your end of the world?
It's been all right.
Devin doesn't follow you on Twitter, obviously.
No, it's been good. It's been good.
Getting back with the chuds.
A little bit.
I saw the alien guy was
yeah, he found me on like every social media site and sent me the same long ass message about how he was pissed about my coverage of an alien story. Otherwise, no, I've been good. Just getting back into the swing of things. I was out for a couple weeks, but happy to be. I'm happy that the Premier League season has started. At the same time, I forgot about the accompanying devastating, crushing disappointment that comes alongside it. Yep. So,
well, that's common for being a Man United fan.
Right.
Devin would know more than anyone because he's an Arsenal fan. We've won Champions Leagues. He hasn't. So, I mean, this is like the treble club over here, and it's like the who gives a shit trophy over there.
But our trophy's gold, so.
Okay.
49 undefeated.
So are all of our DFB poll calls. They're made of gold.
You went undefeated in a season?
Don't need to. we actually win everything in a season.
League. You're a one-team league.
Oh, it's okay. That's what we're going back to.
A farmers league.
Okay, for a second there, I thought Rayvana had a Bundesliga tattoo, like trophy tattoo, on her fucking arm.
No, it's Star Wars.
No bullshit. Okay.
That'd be
I was
crazy.
Say, holy shit, she's got a Bundesliga trophy on her fucking arm? Okay.
I'd be the most dedicated part-time viewer of the Bundesliga.
Kind of like, yeah, like that?
Yeah.
Part-time viewer. Hold on, Devin. Damn it, I'm not a part-time viewer.
I said that about me.
Wait, she said part-time viewer as you were saying, yeah, like him. And I was like, whoa.
What does tattoo mean?
Okay. Since this is going to be such an outlandishly sideways fucking episode, because me and Rayvana went on for like almost 3 hours last time talking about every bit of shit show politics / sports controversy there was. Devin, I know you're involved in the same type of thing. All you got to do is just look at your social media and understand that you're in the same wheelhouse as we are. Now, with Rayvana being associated with TYT, I really love Rick Strom and the sports side. There's only one story, and we can brush over this very quickly. There's one story that I think he's blowing a little out of fucking proportion. ESPN buying Barstool Sportsbook.
Yeah.
And him thinking that with ESPN running it, they can kind of change the narrative and change the betting odds and all that stuff. I hate to break it to Rick, but if you go to Germany, if you go to the UK, Sky Sports has Sky Bet. I mean, there's multiple outlets that have a betting side. And I mean, and ESPN's been covering betting shit for.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, ESPN's been doing odds for years.
But also, too, ESPN hosts a fantasy program. They have an odds program. They also take money for revenue, or they take commercial revenue from DraftKings.
Yeah.
You know,
so I mean, they've been gambling for years.
Yeah, they've been gambling for years. But over to you know, I have friends at Barstool, so it's kind of one of those things. That agreement to me is not good. It stops Barstool from ever having their own sports betting book, and it also Dave got his company back for $1, but ultimately they if he ever sells again, he has to give 50% to Penn. So it's like it's kind of like, yeah, you get to be the captain of the pirate ship again, but your revenue from betting or from you can't advertise DraftKings, you can't advertise, you know, a computer. So
now how does that work? How does that work with the UFC? Now the UFC has DraftKings and they can't advertise DraftKings.
There's so much.
So I mean, there's a shit show that really is frothed with it. But the biggest issue with, like, I guess with the thing that he brought up was them being able to change the betting things, and then his wasn't as bad as Rayvana knows, the morons in the chat or in the comment section. They were like, oh well, then they need to let Pete Rose back in the baseball hall, or let him in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Just because they have a betting side doesn't mean the dude that illegally fucking gambled just all of a sudden doesn't get shit on. I mean, ask Ivan Toney.
Right, I was going to say, they're going to have to unsuspend Tony too.
But here's the question. Like Calvin Ridley in the NFL, he never bet on his team to lose, and he was out. So it's like, as a player, you know, if you're betting on your team to win, is that bad? Like, if I'm saying I believe my team's going to win, like, is that the same?
You're making money off of it.
But here's the thing, bro. It's like there's a difference between an active player as opposed to a player on injured reserve saying, you know, hey, I think.
Okay. So you're talking about a guy that's injured that has no input into the
game at all.
Well, you still have inside information.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You still know who's hurt and who's going through a divorce, or his dog got pissed on by a horse or fucking something. I don't know. That may happen in Texas. I don't know.
So is it bad to bet? Is it as bad to bet on yourself to win as it is to bet on your team to lose? And if you don't bet on your team, as Calvin Ridley Calvin Ridley made bets on the Falcons, but there's a bunch of Detroit Lions that are suspended now for the season. And I know the Iowa State quarterback just got his eligibility.
Oh, Iowa and Iowa State both. They caught 35 guys doing that shit.
So,
But the thing is with them, they were betting through their parents and shit like that, and doing through FanDuel and DraftKings and shit like that.
There's
for me,
by the Broncos, who's suspended for the season.
Yeah, for me, if you want to bet and you're Calvin Ridley, bet on fucking baseball, bet on basketball, bet on fucking the MLS. If you bet within your own sport, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, because you know inside information, even if it's not the guy. That's like Calvin Ridley could say,
I was on injured reserve.
Well, but the thing is he knows who's injured. He knows, you know what I'm saying? He can call now Bryce Young, find out what's going on with the Panthers. Then he can bet on the Panthers, even though he's on the Falcons. So my thing is it was a big deal in MMA. Like a fucking huge deal, because people would you'd have guys like me that casinos literally told couldn't fucking bet
because you have
because
insider
like MGM and stuff like that. They knew who I was strictly because I went through UFC guys. And yeah, I couldn't bet on any of those places. I'd have to go to like Hard
You'd be
Rock or
betting on
Tropicana
other
or some
sports.
stupid shit. Do
You'd
what?
be betting on other sports, just not the sport that they're directly
Exactly.
involved in. Because I don't think that you should be able to tell an athlete, hey, I'm not a UFC fighter, but I'm gonna take Justin Gaethje, or I'm gonna take, Poirier or Gaethje or Adesanya. If I want to bet on one of those guys, I don't have anything to do with UFC. I play in Major League Soccer. Why should that affect me?
Yeah.
I think that.
But somebody like me that worked with Justin Gaethje as far as his sponsors, I know how his training camp went.
Yeah.
So I know, what I'm saying, would have known inside information from his agent or from his trainer, stuff like that. Now I won't lie because I'm not going to get fucking suspended from anything, but I gave motherfuckers information so they can make bets. Shit ain't illegal.
Exactly.
You're right.
You have teams with 88bet and WinBet and all these other things as their shirt sponsors. So how is this not the ultimate hypocrisy? It's literally saying want to bet, but you can't bet.
But see, the biggest issue with and the only reason I brought it up was because it was a TYT story like I think a day or two ago. But it was they all made an issue of it because now it's in the US.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The rest of the world's been betting for fucking ever.
Yeah.
And dumb people like me bet with my team, which is the stupidest thing you could ever fucking do. I don't care if Bayern Munich's guaranteed to win the game and the other team's not going to show up. Do not bet on your own fucking team. Because then the fandom turns into a completely different monster and you're cussing at people for no fucking reason.
Right.
But I did bet on Bayern when they played Arsenal, though. That was fucking fun. I did cuss.
What about when they played Leipzig this weekend?
Yeah, you can eat a dick. I'll revert this back to Community Shield. Y'all beat Man City, right?
Yeah, but the Super Cup.
Hold on. That's the same thing as the Community Shield. Y'all beat Leipzig, right?
No,
y'all beat City, right?
Yes.
How many trophies did City win last year?
They won 3.
Then nobody fucking cares what preseason fucking Tiger Cup bullshit you won.
No, I was just more on the
damn
whole
Singapore. What are you, fucking Spurs?
Harry Kane brought it to you.
I know, and we need to take some sage and fucking smack that motherfucker with it and get some smoke around him and shit. But all right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of what Rayvana is very good at. The absolute shit show that is the U.S. women's national team. Nothing against the players on that team, right? I have nothing against Megan Rapinoe as a player. I don't have anything against her as a activist. I have everything against her of she ain't as fucking good as people say she is. Never has been. She should have never won a fucking women's Ballon d'Or. Should have never won it because she plays a month every 4 years. How she made the U.S. women's national team this year, not a fucking clue. Because she didn't even play for an entire year after the last World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is Alex Morgan, how is she so highly rated and people talk about her as some superstar? She's a has-been. Rapinoe has been. If Kristen Press and players like that are too old for the team, so the fuck are those two.
Would you say Julie Ertz is the same way?
Out for 2 years and she's in the team.
Playing multiple positions.
Right. Hold on. The difference with Ertz is she featured more as a center back. You don't have to fucking do a whole hell of a lot as a center back in the women's game for long periods of time. Like when the women played fucking Vietnam, the center backs could have taken a fucking beer break and a field trip.
Right.
The shit wasn't coming back on their end of the field. So, but the thing is when you start playing like the Dutch, they're coming at your ass just as much as you're coming at them. If you play somebody like Sweden, the U.S. should have already fucking known. Sweden is nothing to fuck with. They learned that in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. women's national team fans are the slowest people on earth. I don't understand how we lost to Sweden. Motherfucker, you lost 2 years ago. Well, technically a year and a half ago. But where the fuck were you at when that happened? Oh, you didn't give a shit because it's the Olympics. I forgot. U.S. women's national team fans or men's national team fans don't give a flying fuck unless it's a World Cup. Other than that, they don't give a shit.
Give us the analysis. What happened? Was it the old heads taking over, or was it just not enough depth? What went wrong?
Oh, I know what happened. It's a coach that don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it was definitely mismanagement by Vlaco, massively, like, huge mistakes. I think of also missing out on Rose Lavelle for that match against Sweden, huge loss. But there were some major changes that should have happened. I think that, especially, listen, I don't think Alex Morgan had the World Cup of her life, not even close. But to take her off right before you know that you're playing to go into pens, I think was a huge
that's a
mistake.
dumb idea.
You had, also subbing on Kelly O'Hara to specifically miss her penalty. And it was sad. I think that they had major problems in the final third. Anyone, with eyes could have diagnosed that issue. No finishing power, and a lack of chemistry. And it's not because, and a lot of people will say it's making an excuse for them. They had time. They had time to form better chemistry. And one of the major issues with this team is just that they, like you pointed out, Ryan, they don't care about their, club teams. It's not about that for so many of them. They don't care about, they know, like Megan Rapinoe knows her spot is short up. Alex Morgan relatively knows her spot is short up. So they don't care about putting in good for performances. I mean, fuck, they got sent home early. They didn't all immediate. They're in season right now. Everybody except for Lindsey Horan is in season right now. They did not all go back to their clubs. They did not all go immediately back to start playing in the league because they have, so many of them are just playing with only the World Cup in mind, only the U.S. women's national team in mind, that they're not, every season proving that they are as good as they can be to deserve their spots in the club. Disappointing. It's disappointing, but, not totally unexpected. I think after the Portugal match, even after the match against the Dutch, anyone could have predicted that they were going to go out prematurely. Not the biggest.
Portugal.
If not for the post, they would have been out.
Yeah. And I mean, and the thing is what drives me crazy, because I actually pay attention to the women's game. Devin pays attention to it. Obviously, Rayvana, you pay attention to it. What drives me nuts is seeing these fucking ass clowns that are coming in saying, well, the U.S. women are number one, blah, 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 blah. Those ratings mean fuck all. What is that? I can't read that shit.
Check the private chat I just sent.
Oh shit,
hey, Rayvana, you may want to check your work email.
I saw. Yeah, I was reporting on that this morning.
Sweet baby, we are not touching that shit in this motherfucker. But now we'll come close to that, and we will mention that guy in this. But the thing is coming into the match since the Olympics in 2021 ish. I guess that's technically when it was. Mm-hmm. But it was the 2020 Olympics. But so since the Olympics, the U.S. has only really beaten inside, like, say, the top 10, top 5. They've won 3 games over teams of that caliber.
Right.
Now, if you classify the Canadians in that same league where they should kind of be, they've won like 5.
But they've lost a team that wasn't getting paid and didn't want to be there.
Yeah. Right. And that's another big thing. But if you also look at it as they've won, say, 3 or 5, depending on how you want to do it. They've lost 12 and 1 draw. That's coming into this. The only ones they've really won are those She Believe Cup crap that fucking U.S. Soccer makes it so it's like, hey, we're going to plan this in the most unfucking way. You know what I'm saying? The unfucking best schedule.
Right.
It's in the middle of, like, say, a Bayern season or Lyon or United, Arsenal, shit like that. So it's clubs may or may not let people leave. And we're going to play it where you play it here.
Right.
Never anywhere else but here. But yet the FIFA women's organization, uses that as quote unquote a major tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not a major tournament if you're bringing in shitbags. The best team that was in there with them this time was Brazil. Brazil's a good squad. It ain't that squad though. You know what I'm saying? If you want to make that a major tournament, it's France, U.S., Germany, England, Netherlands,
Japan.
Japan, China,
Australia.
depending on what year, Australia, New Zealand.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You bring in nothing less than a top
Spain.
8, top 10 team.
Spain.
Yeah. But it's, for some reason, they want to bring in teams like Canada. And Canada should be great. They're the gold medalists at the Olympics.
They don't want to spend money on the women's game. It's an easy travel.
Yeah.
They'll bring Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago and anybody that can hop a 1-hour flight to Charlotte. You know what I mean? Like that's basically what it amounts to. Is like, I don't feel that FIFA. We see it with the the stadiums are full. There's 90,000 to watch a women's match. You know, I believe it was.
They're not here.
That's what I'm talking about. But like over in Europe, like the game is growing, and if you push it properly, it'll grow over here too. We saw it with MLS. I mean, MLS. I remember when it first came in, and it was drawing 10,000 people in the Tampa stadium, and now being an Atlanta United supporter, I've seen 73,000. Multiple times. I've seen us be a top 10 drawing club in the world. So you put the money behind the game and you advertise it properly, and you put a good product on the field, and people are football hungry over here.
And the other issue is clean up your fucking sport.
Yeah, but
don't have the NWSL have 3 owners that are in trouble for groping girls.
Right.
Freaking you've got fucking coaches that are trying to fuck their way to the damn top. Or, you know what I'm saying, even players that are trying to, well, I love the coach. Yeah, you love him enough to give him fucking head in the goddamn locker room before the fucking match and want to know how you're in the starting lineup. That's not how this fucking works. Yeah.
We're a long way from Lance Endurance and Tony DeChico. It's a long way from.
But if you look at how the women's game started, everybody will say the U.S. women's national team was always so dominant. Abby Wambach even sat there. Carly Lloyd's fucking dumb fucking ass, and I hate that bitch, and I'm glad she blocked me on Twitter. But she said this sort of the same thing. We expect them to be dominant. They said the same stupid shit on Michelle Tafoya said the same stupid shit on Fox. They got to be dominant. We've expected this of them. Okay, if you're expecting that, put your money where your fucking mouth is. The NWSL deserves the same funding as Arsenal. The Arsenal women are ungodly talented.
And they're funded.
The Man United women, even though they went away and came back, but they're extremely funded.
Olympic Lyon, OL is super funded.
But the thing is super funded. But Bayern never put money into the team. Now we're putting money in the team, and we've got ungodly talent. Mm-hmm. But if you look at it, the U.S. women's team can be associated easily with a club team if you look at Lyon. Lyon was way the fuck up here. Everybody else was just down here. Barcelona has now passed them. Arsenal's passed them. Wolfsburg's passed them. Bayern are close to passing them. So the thing is that they put money in it. Lyon just kept pace. The U.S. women's national team's the same way. That smoke screen of dominance is slowly dissipating, and now you're going to see you either put fucking money into it or Germany, Netherlands,
Japan,
Colombia. You know what I'm saying? If Jamaica put some fucking money behind them, they'd be ungodly. I mean, they did everything and had to rely on a fucking GoFundMe account.
Right. Which, I mean, and again, I think it's just a testament to like the people who care, the players who care about, and you see this so much in Europe, the players who actually give a fucking shit about playing for their club came to the Women's World Cup and they performed. I mean, Linda Caicedo, Lauren James, right. They were impressive at this World Cup. Even what's her Endo, who plays for Angel City FC. That's someone who plays in the U.S. who could never be accused of not caring about playing for her club, who was leading that Japan team And I was disappointed to see them go out because I thought that they had an amazing run up to that point. But, you know, the players who give a
Sweden's just
fuck,
a different monster, though. Sweden's just fucking ungodly. Spain will fuck them up, but
even Katie McCabe, although Ireland did not perform very well, she scored that Olympico goal. You know, she played very well for you know, her national team that did not perform very well. But, you know, so these people who care about playing at the club level convert that. I think the US has for so long rested on their laurels of we are, you know, the dominant force when it comes to, you know, these big tournaments, and it didn't pay off this time. And I think there was also, you know, I won't blame it on the lack of experience from the younger players, but I think that there was, you know, moments where they absolutely sort of cracked under the pressure. Sophia Smith missed your penalty.
That's what I wanted to ask you, Rayvana. We've seen like you know, Ryan brought up Abby Wambach, and we've seen generations of Michelle Akers and Mia Hamm and Julie Foudy and Brandy Chastain, and then passing it on to the Megan Rapinos and the Carly Lloyds and the, you know, who's next? Because there obviously needs to be a change. I hear you, but there has to be a changeover. Who is going to assume that leadership role now that a Rapinoe? I think you can't let Alex Morgan into another squad. She's got to be done.
No, she's done.
But she said she wants to come back in 2020.
I don't give a flying fuck what that bitch wants.
I don't either. But we're obviously in a period of transition for U.S. women's national team.
Yeah.
Who do you see as the next person that's going to, or not maybe, who do you see as the next women that are going to step up and assume that dominant role of, like I said, a Foudy, a Chastain, a Mia Hamm?
I think that someone who younger players showed a lot of talent was Naomi Girma. That's what
I was gonna say. Yeah,
she was very, very good in her role. Kept a very level head. Someone who I would have said going into the tournament, who I wouldn't say now, Sophia Smith. Not that she didn't perform fine. I just don't think that she had creativity or that initiative. She didn't take charge in the way that you need to, you know. And she
reminded me of Christian Pulisic. Went in with a lot of hype, and then it seemed like the pressure kind of broke her.
Yeah.
Did the team miss Mallory Pugh?
Yes.
Oh.
They needed somebody competent up front.
I mean, she's the person, I mean, not from the World Cup squad, but she is the person who should be taking up that mantle. Her talent is proven, you know. She's I think a natural leader. I think that she would take up that position well. It sucks she got injured at that friendly against Ireland. Yeah. I think with her in the squad, I don't think the United States would have won. They would have gone further, but I don't think they were the other problems. Right. And the issues with, you know, the mismanaging from Vlatko, obviously her being there wouldn't negate that. I also think for that last match, Julie Ertz should have been moved into more of a midfield position. I think that Cook, who had been groomed for that spot in the back line, we didn't see her. It was weird. I just think that there were so many issues that all came together. On the other hand, I really did enjoy watching Jamaica play.
Yeah.
Nigeria.
Great performance.
Bunny Shaw is ungodly.
Right.
I think she played. Now, does she play at Chelsea or which
Manchester
Premier League?
City.
Okay, Man City. All right. Yeah, we don't acknowledge that team exists. Weren't they the ones dumb enough to give Alex Morgan a contract, or was that Spurs?
I don't know.
One of them gave Alex Morgan like a 6-month something or other. I know one of the Muse, I don't know if they're twins, but sisters plays at City as well, right?
Gotham City.
No, I thought she played it.
I think the only player now who plays internationally is Lindsay Horan, or not internationally, plays in Europe is Lindsay Horan. She at Lyon. Everyone else plays in the NWSL.
When did
maybe in the past? I don't know.
Okay,
for sure. I know that one of the Mewesses was out for a long time because she was in.
Lindsay, wasn't it Lindsay Mewes that was out forever?
Yeah, Christy Mewes plays for Gotham. She used to play for Bayern.
You know what? It might be
her sister plays at City.
No, because maybe because Christy's the one who's dating Sam Kerr. Yeah,
the Aussie, the Chelsea Aussie player.
Yeah, the one that's unfucking godly.
Hashtag ungodly.
I think.
Yes,
I mean,
Samantha Muse used to played 27 games for Man City.
okay.
She plays for the Kansas City Current. Well, she's on the Current. She's only played 2 fucking games. So I don't know if technically we could say she plays for them, but she's on their roster.
I will say
left.
Australia.
Who are you taking, Rayvana?
Huh?
Of the teams left in the tournament, who are you taking?
Because Lawrence James's suspension goes into the semifinals, it's Australia. It's got to be. It's got to be Australia.
Hell no. Hell no. I love those.
They've got the crowds.
Matildas, but England's going to drag them.
United finally fucking scored.
Damn, you got delayed reaction. I knew that while I was looking for what that girl played for. You're behind.
I'm watching on Fubo. It's always slow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was doing live reactions to the World Cup matches, and everyone was so. Oh, a lot of my friends live in Europe. They were all so far ahead of me, and then they were giving me like updates in the chat. I'm sitting here like miles behind them, waiting for things to happen.
But I mean, I see it's the same final, even though it's different. Different teams leading into it. I had France versus England, and then I had Germany versus Spain.
Yeah.
Well, no, I had England. Who was it? No, I had
that made sense.
I had Germany beating England. Then
like
Germany beating France, and then Germany playing Spain in the final. And I had the U.S. playing Spain in the semifinals. So I'm gonna stick with Spain going to the final. I'm just gonna replace it with England. I don't think Australia could keep it going because England, even without Lauren James, they're still fucking ungodly.
I can't.
That's if they can get their heads out of their ass. They haven't even
James,
played well.
I think displayed her inexperience. Something about the James family. They get frustrated and they get stupid.
That's what she showed was James family values.
Right. It was
Reese
very,
does the same shit.
Right. It was very embarrassing. I mean, I know she's only 21, but like you have been the breakout star of this tournament. Like not just for your team, but like on that whole side of the bracket, you're the person who everyone's talking about. You come from a long history. Your father's a coach. You know, you've played the game for a long time. You watched your brother play for a long time. I don't think her age excuses that at that moment. It was just embarrassing. It was embarrassing. I think that she should have been banned for the rest of the tournament. I like to watch her play. If they get through to the final, I'd be happy. She can't start after that display, but for her to, come on and maybe be a game changer. But I mean, it was
my only issue with that is she got the same embarrassing reaction on like Sky and Talk Sport and shit like that. She got the same dumbass reaction as the US women did on like say Fox.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got to be gone forever. She should never be on the Three Lionesses ever again. It's like
she was the best player in the fucking squad.
My thing is that, and I want to know what y'all's thought on this is when people that don't cover the sport chime in and fucking talk
about Megan Rapinoe missing her free kick.
Yeah. But my thing is it's when you have idiots like that chiming in on shit that they have no, and even we can go with to the extent of Alexi Lawless is a fucking dumbass and he knows the fucking sport.
Right.
But when you have expelling Alexi Lawless from this because he's a dipshit, but when you have politicians and Fox News and even CNN and all the absolute worst by far is Newsmax because they're a bunch of fucking drooling fucking simpletons. But how? Okay, I'm going to ask Rayvana and then Devin. Because Devin, you do this a whole lot better than I do. She does it better than fucking both of us. Mm-hmm. How do you not absolutely lose your shit on social media when these fucking clowns start talking that stupid shit and not get banned? Because I've gotten 13 different bans on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for that specific shit. It's every World Cup I get banned for that shit.
I'll say it's particularly frustrating as a woman when all of these male reporters who don't cover sports get to talk out of their asses about something they know fuck all about, like claiming the United States women's national team went out because of wokeness and because of Megan Rapinoe being gay, when Lena Hurtig, the woman who scored the winning penalty for Sweden, is the gay, like the most visibly queer person on their whole fucking team. But like, I think that if that was a woman who misspoke and that to that degree about sports, she would be fucking crucified. But for these men who don't know fucking anything, they get to run their mouths. I mean, and to have a bunch of people who don't know shit about the sport try to feel comfortable trying to tell me that I'm wrong because I'm a woman, so they must know more than me about this, despite the fact that, this is my number one hobby. This is something I pay attention to really closely. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I was frustrated that I had to defend the U.S. women's national team. I didn't think they deserved a defense. Like, they didn't play well. They were mismanaged. There was a lot of issues going into the World Cup. But just because of these idiots, I had to fucking, I had to be their number one running defense like I'm Naomi Girma for this fucking people. No, but, I don't know. After I've lost accounts 2 times on Twitter, I was suspended permanently for calling Ben Shapiro a bitch, and then I got permanently suspended because I was getting mass reported.
Wow, that's not fake news, though. Ben Shapiro's a little bitch.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They said he was a member of a protected class. I guess being a bitch is a member of a protected class now. But
he's a Mitch. That's the protective class. He's a man bitch, so he's a Mitch.
But after
now we know how Devin's still on social media.
After I got my account back the second time, I was like, all right, I have people who have more sway in social media help me get this account back. I have to keep my cool from here on out.
Gosh. I just kill whoever I go after with other articles. So like when somebody tries to tell me that The Sound of Freedom is a a great movie that everybody should watch, I just bring up
great movie.
Bring up that all their funders are pedophiles and
right.
The producers and directors are all going down for watching child sex abuse material. So it's like,
well, and the guy the movie's about never did any of the shit. He got kicked out of the foundation for being shady as fuck. Well, so there's a lot of things that just pile up on that.
About that, like if you're gonna beat your chest about, and I'll bring him up, AJ Griffin from the Hawks, from the Atlanta Hawks, every single post that he talks is some Jesus Bible quote, and then he tells everybody about how the sound of freedom being censored is the reason that evil is taken over the world. And it's like, no, the reason it's being censored is because everybody who's involved with it is either a narco trafficker like Carlos Slim or is a fucking pedophile like the producer Fabian Merta. So like maybe that's why it's not being shown, because it's being funded by pedophiles who are basically confessing and admitting to their crimes in film form.
Well, and the other problem is they literally bought their own tickets to their own shows.
Yeah, so that people couldn't get tickets to go.
And then convinced I'm not even going to say impressionable, smooshy-brained idiots.
Brains.
And made them think that the left was keeping them out and for them to buy tickets for other people. So they're buying ghosts tickets. That's how, granted, I will 100% say that is an amazing marketing strategy. If you're dealing with idiots, make them pay as much as you can, as long as it's within like legal means.
You got cat butt in your face, Ray.
I do. It's just, don't drink out of my cup. She always tries to take drinks out of my cup when I'm not paying attention.
Does yours knock the cup over, though, if it's too shallow? Like, I literally can't have glass in the house because I have a cat named Gemini who, if the water isn't to the very top, he'll just knock it straight off. As if fill it all the way to the top next time.
She wakes me up every morning by clearing off my nightstand.
That's so funny.
See, that's why I have a French bulldog. That fat rascal is way too lazy to get up and do anything else. But he does feel better than the last time we had Rayvana on. Last time we had Rayvana on, he was
your buddy was
explosive diarrheaing everywhere. Now
no.
that was a $500
back to the women's game, and because you guys both kind of gave me predictions. Ryan, you said Spain and England.
England, yeah, and Spain wins.
Spain wins. Yeah. Oh, Spain and Rayvana. What were you saying?
Spain and Australia. Australia wins.
Is that still considered a home victory, even though the cup's in New Zealand? You would say that's like home turf.
Yeah. Is the final in New Zealand?
Is the final in New Zealand?
No, I thought it was in Sydney.
So it would definitely be a home victory, yeah.
Yeah, that would definitely.
And the thing is if Australia makes it, I think the stadium that they're trying to play in is the big one in New Zealand that holds like 93,000 or some crazy shit.
Because all their games have been fucking packed. The support for this Australian women's national team has been impressive. The England team too, and there was some surprise. Of course, the U.S. we expected they would have although it's pretty far to travel to. We expected, a good amount of support, but in the New Zealand, of course, they're the home team, but there was a ton of fans out there to support them, even though nothing was really expected of them. So it's been
now,
nice to watch.
Am I the only one out of us three that reacts and interacts with like the Fox football ones where or the World Soccer Shop where you've got the influencer walking around asking like, say, Aussie fans or English fans, like, hey, give me a typical U.S. reaction or speak like you're from the U.S.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that interacts those and entertains those? Because they're fucking hilarious.
They super are. Like the give me a U.S. accent for the people from England was great. Hey y'all.
It's either very Southern or very Californian.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that was the thing was like I went through the I guess the most recent one. And everybody inside, because it was the English fans, and everybody in the chat was like, "Oh, yeah, I got a 1776 that says this, or we saved you," and I'm like, okay, if you go back to 1776, you say that if it wasn't for you, that's never been there, but without the U.S., they'd be speaking German, right? Well, without the French, you'd be a fucking colony. So pipe the fuck down. But I mean, you've got that type of stuff, and for some reason they came up with like the Austin Powers thing. That was like the big thing for a lot of the Americans. Go to a dentist, and then my instant reaction, I didn't even think. I just started typing because Devin, where I'm going with this shit.
Oh God!
I said Alabama enters the chat. Now, granted, I had to alter it a little bit because some guy sat there and said, "You're from Alabama." I was like, "No, it's not how it was supposed to meant, but I will change it for the next time this comes up in 3 more fucking comments." But it was the whole thing of like you had those long write-ups that were like, "Why are they always think we're either Southern or Texas or some California bimbo?" So they said for the same reason that if you watch a movie, that's the main 2 you're going to get most times, or you get the I'm walking here type guy.
Barbie, Sopranos, Matthew McConaughey. If you travel outside of this, travel outside of the country, that's what America is. It's either all right, or everybody's having a great time, y'all.
It's the same way that most of the media we consume is like super posh British accents. So like that's what we would imitate.
But my reaction was, hey, being German American, do you wear lederhosen? He's like, yeah, man. I sat there and said, if you're in Berlin, do you wear lederhosen? Well, yeah, it's German. I said, no, it's Bavarian. So see how that works? Fuck nuts. I was like, every country, Hollywood has molded your fucking brain on what to expect when you go there. Like if you go to the Netherlands, they're walking around in wooden fucking shoes, smoking pot, windmills everywhere. And then if you go to Amsterdam, everybody's getting a blowjob on the corner of the fucking street, smoking a fucking joint.
Not anymore.
But I mean, but you know what I'm saying. It's whatever Hollywood did. But then what they don't understand is Hollywood did it to them too.
Yeah.
So like they have the same thing. Everybody's a fucking hick or a hillbilly or fucking, you know what I'm saying? That type of craziness. I mean, hey, what's
Well,
more American than sister shagging? You know what I'm saying? What's more American than being in Alabama and falling in love with your cousin?
Let's not go
Okay,
there.
that's West Virginia. My bad.
Real quick, Rayvana, I got to ask you, as we're all watching England, is this their golden generation? Is this
Yes.
Lucy Bronze, Beth Mead, all of the players? Are we watching England's ascendancy to maybe take the place of the United States as the dominant club?
I think so. I think going into the tournament, there was a lot of talk about that, and I think that they proved it. Even if they don't win the World Cup, yeah, this is definitely, because I think if they don't win the World Cup, it'll be because Australia has, this real
fans.
They have the strong fan.
Do they have to win this World Cup? Because we talk about this all the time in the men's game about Belgium. Because Belgium has had for the past couple of World Cups, it's been the Red Devils. This is the World Cup of Belgium,
golden generation.
I feel like it's the same thing for England because I feel like Belgium has consistently underachieved at World Cups. If England doesn't win it now, having lost it in the last one, is this?
They still have one more to go.
You think?
I'd say they have
I think
one
coming
more
off
round.
of their success at the Euros, that they can sort of rest on that if they don't win here.
The Belgium one would be the Netherlands.
Belgium one is indefensible. It's been so long now.
but the women's version of Belgium would probably be the Netherlands. They are that fucking good.
And I mean they're missing players too.
Yeah.
But it's either them or France, because France pissed away the French women should have been as dominant as the French men.
Absolutely.
But they just, when they got to the US, something clicked in their head that was like, oh no, I can't do this. A team that I'm kind of afraid of, that me and Rayvana talked about last time because of her wonderful Irish team getting their fucking asses kicked to shit. The Colombian team, that's a team people need to fucking worry about. Those girls can play, but they can also beat the ever-loving shit out of you on the field at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a scary good team.
And I mean, she's 18, Linda Caicedo, right? She has a whole career ahead of her that is, it's going to be dominant. And the level to which they progressed, even with her talent, was not expected. And she hasn't just been the standalone feature of that Colombian team. They've really rallied together to put on some good team performances as well. So, I think we'll definitely see some more out of them in the future, which is exciting to see the development of the women's game.
In your mind, who are the top 5 women players in the world right now? With Marta retiring, who are the top 5?
Okay, women? But Marta wasn't fucking there anyway.
I'm just saying, Marta is a Mount Rushmore type player.
She's all time. Yeah,
I'm talking about with her kind of legacy kind of going away.
You're talking about best players now?
I'm talking about who are the top 5 players in the world in the women's game
right now,
today.
Okay.
Sam Kerr, I think, stands alone. I put her at number 1. Maybe that's the basic answer to give. But I think she deserves that title.
Give her number 2.
As far as potential goes, oh shit! Sorry, I'm still watching this game out of the corner. As far as potential goes, I would actually pretty highly rate Lauren James. She's so young. She's got such a bright future ahead of her. I'd probably put her in at number 5. Linda Caicedo is coming in at number 4, just because, again, it's potential. Oh, there's a fan running on the fucking field. I love when they don't switch the camera fast enough and we get to see it. I would, how do you say her name? Miedma? Yeah, I'd put her up there, number 3. I don't know who I would put at number 2. I would have not recently, but I would have at some point. Marta would have been number 1 at some point, not in the super distant past, but
we're just gonna forget Lena Oberdorf fucking exists.
I was gonna say Oberdorf and Lucy Bronze.
Lucy Bronze is over the fucking hill.
I I was gonna rate Lucy bronze, but I think that I might put her in at 6 right now. I think it's really about
for England.
Who has potential moving forward.
Beth Mead,
yes.
Georgiana Stanway.
I think I would put Beth Mead in it too.
What? Oh fuck no. Yeah.
Arsenal, baby, Arsenal.
She's goddamn fired.
Let's see if she can come back from the ACL injury. That's the one thing that I'm really kind of concerned about is with all the injuries that the Arsenal women's team went through last year, it's the talent that we had go down was insane. So
I also highly rate Katie McCabe. I wouldn't put her in the top 5, maybe I would put her in the broad.
You can go
15.
you can go fan and put her as like a 1A.
I think she's very talented. I think
do you think Rose Lavelle is in that top 10 conversation? Or are there any Americans that would climb into that?
I would put Rose Lavelle within the top 10.
I put her 11th.
Yeah, as far as
seeing what her absence caused, to the defending champions.
Right. I think Sophia Smith would have before this World Cup, just based on because she's someone who does play for her club. She was
I think Mallory Pugh's the one that showed without her being there, the defending champions were a toothless, laughable fucking teddy bear.
Right.
I mean, now you've got I always say her name wrong. Trinity Rodman, right?
Trinity Rodman, yeah.
That kid's got a lot of upside, but she is a extremely raw talent.
And Lindsey Horan?
Huh?
Lindsey Horan?
Lindsey Horan
is worthless as fuck.
I like her.
She's worthless she's worthless as a fucking wet fart. Fuck her ass. If I was what's her name? Shit. Is it Vanna Donk?
Vanda Donk.
Vanda Donk. That's her teammate, and she started shit in the damn Netherlands game. If I was that little bitch should have hit that blonde chick square in the fucking forehead. Like, boom, fuck you, bitch. But no, I mean, my thing is Lindsey Horan was utterly worthless without Rose Lavelle beside her, or behind her, or near her. Because she put in one of the worst games I have ever seen her ever play.
Further proof.
She looked lost.
Yeah. Further proof of the value of Rose Lavelle.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't help when your striker's a worthless piece of shit that's 4 years from being half fucking decent.
What were you saying, Rayvana?
I was going to say, I guess I haven't really been thinking of her just because she has such a severe injury, but Mallory Swanson,
whatever her damn name is.
I would probably put her top 5, not having seen her perform at this World Cup, top 10 definitely. But I mean, she is someone, who's a real fucking game changer. She's a goal scoring threat. She's a creative, good on the ball, intelligent football IQ. That's something that's important to have, because I think that was really just what Trinity Rodman sort of lacks. I think that she's inexperienced and untested, but there is a raw talent to her that could easily be developed more long term. But I think that that's something that Mallory Swanson has. So she's a huge asset, and it was devastating to not have her.
Well, there's one player that you left off, and the reason why when you said Beth Mead at number 2, why I was gonna say Oberdorf, but you left off literally the best women's player on the fucking face of the earth.
The amazing.
No, not Ada Hegerberg.
I would not have picked her after her, or I think very lackluster performance.
Yeah, Ada's played like a fucking shit, but
massive talent in the past, but I think maybe she's past that time of her life now.
Completely blanked on her name, but she plays for Spain and Barcelona.
Oh,
Patalis, something like that. She is literally the best women's player on the face of the fucking earth. Sam Kerr is, huh?
How do we not get any of the French team? I think that some of the French
defenders... Who the fuck is left?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, the thing is yes, you could still put Wendy Renard up there because she's still arguably the best center back on planet fucking Earth.
Bingo.
But the thing is her impact has been negated because other clubs in other nations have found tall girls that can take her on. Right. Like, how do you say her name? Germa? Could have taken Wendy Renard on fucking head on. Hegering from Germany literally took her head on. You know what I'm saying? So you've got that. You've got Kathy Heinrich from Germany took her on. The Georgia Stanway, who's I guess classified as the DM / I guess like an 8 for England that plays for Bayern. She took her head on. So I mean, the thing is Wendy Renard lost a lot because everybody now knows how to play against a 6'4" woman. Mm-hmm. You body her tiny little ass up and you'll fucking fold her like a damn lawn chair. Like for me, Morocco was coming at her ass. You know what I'm saying? Just Morocco couldn't continue it on. But I mean, Australia wasn't fucking around. Like they took it to her, took it to that French defense, and they couldn't really stop that Australia attack. I mean, it didn't matter what the hell they did. They weren't going to stop that shit. Now, I have a question before you ask. Okay. How do you feel that, and both of y'all can answer, how do you feel that EA Sports added the hijab into the video game as far as like granted it's only one woman's player now, but she'll be in the EA Sports FC EA FC 24 or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. She'll be in that with the hijab as well. I honestly thought there would be more of a backlash, especially from the same fucking media outlets that get offended by goddamn anything that's moving forward in the world. How do y'all react to that? And then
I can give my creative player a green spike mohawk and nose rings. Who cares? Like it's literally like I don't give a shit. Did she play in it? Cool. Is it authentic? Cool. Like
right.
That's, what I'm more pissed about, and my question is going to be this. I want to know what y'all think about this league.
Nobody gives a shit. Fuck them.
No, I'm talking about.
Hold on. What do I think about that league? The Roberto Firmino, Edward Mendy, Mahrez fucking squad that everybody was bragging so goddamn unstoppable. Ask the Bundesliga 2 champions how fucking great they are.
No, but what I'm saying is are we seeing when a league can take a Ruben Neves, when a team can take a 26-year-old player in his prime as a captain, and just is this China all over again? Are we literally watching sports washing in front of our
yes, you're watching that, but the thing is are they really taking the best?
I think that if Moussa Diaby had gone to Saudi League instead of going to Villa, that would have signified to me that this is a league who can take young, talented players and bring them. Because I mean, Ruben Neves is like
26.
He's young, but he hasn't exactly had
Wolves,
the most impressive career, and he wasn't someone who we all thought, he's got so many good things yet to come. And most of the players they're buying are older, more washed.
Oh, they got one from Roma, Ibanez, a couple of days ago. It's a 20-year-old that was starting for Italy. So I mean, it's like I just feel like there's going to be players. You're going to see the Yannick Carrascos. You're going to see the Oscars. Just like what happened with Shanghai and Guangdong and all the people that went to the Super League. I just wonder if you're going to start seeing more players say
what you need to watch for is
as much money as I can get.
Yeah.
But what you've got to you'll always have those Oscar type players. Those ones that don't give a shit about their sport washing and any of that kind of fucking bullshit. They want the money so their families, their fucking great grandkids never have to worry about a dime. What you need to focus on is fuck them signing these candy asses. They just signed with Fox Sports in the U.S.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, we're gonna get all Ittihad versus all Halal.
Yeah, what you need to focus on is how many Americans will actually watch it. Because if you base it off of that live golf bullshit, nobody gave a fuck about that shit
13-hour
until
tough, or a 9-hour time. If you're in LA trying to watch the Saudi club,
but the thing is they're not live games.
Right.
They're going to be rebroadcast.
When you can't bet, so it's going to lose a large portion of the American market. So,
but the thing is anybody truly going to fucking care?
My partner's gonna care. They've been fucking watching the Saudi League on websites called like Syria Viewer or Muslim Finder, Muslim Watcher.
But
okay,
Rayvana,
that's kind of fucking weird.
I want to know what your thoughts are, because honestly, like,
if I Google fucking MuslimFinder.com, I'm pretty sure I'm going to come up with something different than a fucking soccer search.
Muslim Finder is actually Islam Finder, or Muslim Finder is actually unironically like a website that people use to know the orientation of Mecca so that they can pray.
What?
And I'm pretty sure that was the one,
like farmers only type shit.
No.
Oh my god!
But what were you asking, Kevin?
No, I was going to say, like, being that you work for a political network, like, from the political slant, especially with everything going down with Saudi, like, are we literally watching sports washing in front of our eyes? Literally, whenever I see a richest person on the planet list, there's never a Saudi listed. There's never a Kuwaiti or a Qatari listed, and it's because I
don't know what they're worth.
I think they look at Elon Musk's money and say, "Oh, that's cute." Like the
pretty much
saw it as like what, trillions of dollars still sitting on trillions in reserves of oil. So are we watching a nation attempt to rewrite their history live in front of us by saying, hey, look at this shiny object over here. Don't look over here. Look over here.
I think that's definitely an aspect of it. And I especially think that when you can see somebody like Henderson go there, someone who has been sort of an outspoken advocate, willing to wear the pride gear and proud to do so, to go there and everyone excuse it. I mean, that's the thing. It's in tandem with even, Western media saying, of course he had to go. They were offering him so much money, as if he needs that money, as if he hasn't made enough money.
He literally got his MBE, like Sir Jordan Henderson, for what he did with the LGBTQIA plus community. Now he's basically going to a country where that's frowned upon.
Illegal.
Well, technically it's frowned upon. They won't say it's technically legal. It's frowned upon. If you watch the Qatar World Cup, the Qatar World Cup guy said it's not illegal. It's frowned upon. Now, granted, that's a nice way of saying you'll go to jail. Mm-hmm. But
I think that countries like Saudi have so much based their economies, aside from being off oil, but their appeal to the public is so much of their under sort of trying to cover up their crimes has been tourism, right? And like being a place where the uber wealthy go, that Dubai, whatever it may be. So now it's let's try to also create this other attraction in us, bringing in like Cristiano Ronaldo, us bringing in all these players that have, become sort of household names. And, there is a huge Muslim fan base of football, and they haven't had a league, that they could hold up as being, a competition for being a top league even. So what a cutie. So I think part of their goal was to tap into that market. Of course, it's all of this is in the background. All what's going on is they're trying to put a more friendly face to the world. They're trying to rewrite their country's history, the crimes of their country. That was, of course, everything that was happening at the World Cup, and it worked. It fucking worked.
Tourism like Riyadh in the summer,
right?
I mean?
But the thing is also look at who they're signing. Look at the religion of the players that they're signing.
Yeah,
they're signing the Islam All-Star team.
Islam FC.
I mean,
Yeah, with Conte, with Mendy, with
Benzema.
Koulibaly, Mane, Benzema. You know what I'm saying? They're signing Muslim players, and it's like I've tried to explain to a lot of people. Sadio Mane is a ungodly famous man, right? Anywhere he plays in Africa, he'd be a god. If he played in Senegal, he would be fucking Zeus.
It'd be like Didier Drogba
This,
all over again. He's
but
this generation's
but
Drogba.
the thing is that's second to a Muslim country. If he goes to, you know what I'm saying, you've got Senegal and all of those, which would be his top flight. But if he goes to a Muslim country, he's looked at in that same context.
Yeah.
The Ronaldo thing, I can get that. That was just their way of initiating the first signing. It's kind of like the Chinese Super League with what's his name, Carlos Tellez.
Tevez.
Yeah, Tevez, and then getting Hulk and Oscar and those guys.
Now Tevez actually came out today and said, "Listen, when I went to China, it was because I wanted to purchase houses for 15 of my family members. I didn't want them to ever have to go through what I went through. You can say what you want about my move to China, but I set my family up forever with that one season."
Yeah, that's what Oscar's been saying since the day that he signed it. And that's also another extremely massive reason why, if you also take notice, Koulibaly, Edouard Mendy, Sadio Mane, where are they all three from? Senegal. They're the most generous donors of everything in Senegal. They all have hospitals. They all have villages and schools and stuff. With the money Mane, Mendy, and Koulibaly is bringing in, Senegal is going to benefit more than ever. So, I mean, the thing is it sport washing to an extent? Sure. Is MBS a piece of shit? Fucking yes. But the thing is what some of these guys are able to bring back to where they're from, like what oh shit, what's his name?
It's like Akon.
Yeah, like with N'Golo Kante, and then you've got Karim Benzema. What they can bring back to the places that they're from, and for the families that they've had, you know what I'm saying, that have struggled forever and a day, these guys can set those places up. Now you've got the Ronaldos that fucking ain't nobody in that motherfucker's family struggled since he was like 12. Okay, maybe 16.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about. The minute he put on the jersey she's fucking wearing, his family wasn't fucking struggling no more.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. My biggest question. Al Hilal just got Neymar, right? What the fuck is their stance on fucking your sister?
Ooh. He did take a 3-week break pretty much every season he was at PSG for her birthday party.
Well, I mean, it is a royal monarchy type thing. We know how monarchies work, so they may be cool with that. I may buy him and his sister a fucking wedding gift. Who knows?
I just want to know if this goes to both of you. Has Saudi's involvement, because we know China cracked down on spending super quickly, has Saudi's involvement forever changed the transfer market? Because you see a team like Chelsea dropping hundreds of millions, and then you look around and you see a player like Gibbs White for Nottingham Forest going for 40 million when he's probably a 15 million pound player. You know, has inflation finally hit the world of football?
No, because Saudis don't have to abide by financial fair play. I get
that. I'm talking about play. Are we seeing inflated buys now? Romeo Lavia going from Southampton to Chelsea for 50 million. Like,
that's just Chelsea being fucking stupid. Todd Bowley's just a moron.
Moises Caicedo for 115 million after one decent season at Brighton. You know, speak about Brighton. That club is sitting.
Where are they go? But where are they going? They're going to Chelsea, Ben
White and Leandro Trossard came to Arsenal. We spent
but you're also looking at Kroenke's finally trying to spend money for y'all, because y'all been bitching for fucking 15 years. Now he's spending money. Shut up, you. It's like us. It's like us. We finally bought a player over 100 million. Well, technically at 100 million, but I mean, if you can't, what football fans have to do is stop using Chelsea as a goddamn transfer thing, because Todd Bowley's a moron. He thinks this is like FIFA or Football Manager, where it's like, oh, well, Brighton wants 110, let's give them 120. You know what I'm saying? He's a dumbass. Now, what you may have to start looking at is okay, well, he bought Koulibaly, Mendy, and all these different players for XYZ amount, and then sold them for that exact amount back to the Saudis. The Saudis are going to be the ones where you have to worry about if you make a bad investment. Like, say we buy Harry Kane for $100 million and he is straight up dog shit. We could sell Harry Kane to fucking
Tottenham.
Well, Al Hilal for $100 million. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing we did with Sadio Mane. We bought him for 35. We sold him for roughly 32. So we literally got our money right back out of him.
To be honest,
so that might be the thing.
I would diagnose the Premier League as the problem in the cost of players, and because I don't know the longevity.
You motherfuckers!
I don't know what the longevity is of the MBS Pro League. Like, it could fizzle out once most like the older players retire. I mean, I don't know how long. You know, eventually, I think that maybe I'll be 50 years old, and my partner will be watching Ronaldo do the swee in like the Indian League. But I don't know how fucking.
See, that's my thing. Is once Ronaldo's out of, and I like how she said that, the MBS fucking Pro League. But once Ronaldo's out of there, does it completely change how that thing works? Because that's the main draw.
He got
not
a
Karim
lot of
Benzema.
He got a lot of criticism.
Neymar.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to start thinking Neymar's there now. And like I said,
3/4 of the world think that dude's a fucking walking punchline.
He's still
a falling punchline.
You still tune in to watch him, and let me put it this
way: we don't.
They're not going to stop. This is just the first year. This is the first time. This is literally like Ronaldo was the pluck of, and everybody's like, why the fuck is he going to Saudi? And then now it's literally like, in my opinion, the floodgates have opened. Unlike in China, where they said we're not gonna,
there's your problem right there. He put it out. That's your fucking problem.
Yeah.
Player like Mason Mount going for 65 fucking million.
I'll say I think Ronaldo got a lot of criticism for saying that I came here first, and then all these other people came here, especially on like ESPN and Sky Sports. But he wasn't wrong. That is what happened.
Yeah.
He went to Saudi Arabia, and then
everybody else followed.
And it's not just because they're giving them tons and tons of money. He adds a level of legitimacy to that league. Like, people want to play with him. They want to play against him. He's a lot of players' favorite player.
But then you have Odiana Gallo come out and say, like, yeah, I'm not here for the talent of this league. I'm here for the money.
I'm not saying that he's the only reason people are going. I just think that he has facilitated a lot of people going to that league. And
yes.
I think that if every relatively good player has the opportunity to go to Saudi for big money, no matter how far along and how past their prime they are in their career, that's definitely going to have a long-term financial effect on. But I think that Antony went to United for 100 million euros. Yeah. That guy is a fraud. He's a joke.
So real quick,
hold on.
Real quick.
No, because this affects what you say.
Okay.
Like she said, retired players and older players are going to pick that because of the money. What's the league that used to be that way? The MLS. So the thing is I don't think the EPL, the Bundesliga, any La Liga, or any of those are afraid of that league. The leagues and stuff that need to be afraid of that are the MLSs, the Liga MXs, those types of leagues that are on its level.
Okay. Now,
let's be real.
What's to stop Al Hilal or Al Ittihad or one of the Saudi clubs from coming in for a Jamal Musiala or a Bukayo Saka
we don't have Bayern Munich.
No Champions League, I think, is the number one thing that's stopping players from going there, because that is where they want to. That's where those top players want to be competing. If there's anything remotely comparable that the Saudi League could throw together, if there's some sort of backdoor deals being made with FIFA to create that type of
Club World Cup and Champions League,
if they could do that.
is
but
that
I don't see that happening.
They're going to come in. They're going to devalue certain tournaments to make other tournaments bigger. Like I could see a Club World Cup suddenly becoming the new Champions League because Al Hilal is in it, and the relationships with the EPL, like Chelsea and things like that, where you have owners that are on boards, and now with Saudi owning Newcastle, you know, you're seeing those kind of.
What you need to worry about is not more the Club World Cup. You need to start worrying about something called the Super League.
I'll be right back.
Because
my groceries got delivered. I don't want him to sit outside.
Okay. It would be like the Super League is what you have to worry about. Because what ends up because what ends up happening is FIFA has no control over the Super League.
Right.
But with your issue with the question you said, what would keep Jamal Musiala or somebody like that from going as far as like
any under 20?
But I can say for 100% certainty, the reason Jamal Musiala wouldn't do it, we don't have a release clause for any player.
But if they came in and offered you €1 billion
for Jamal Musiala,
I'm just saying it's stupid money. Look at what they offered for Kylian Mbappe. If they came in and offered stupid money for one of your, super talents, not an over the hill player, and I'm not saying Kimmich is over the hill, but he's old. I'm saying like if they came in right now and we just signed Bukayo Saka to a 4-year deal extension, and they said we're going to give you £1 billion for Bukayo Saka, and we're going to give you a 30% sell-on clause, like
there. But the thing, there's a massive difference between Arsenal and Bayern Munich.
Any club. I'm just saying any club.
There's a massive difference between German clubs and everybody the fuck else.
Okay.
We've got the 50+1 rule. Take that $1 million and think you still have a fucking job the next fucking annual meeting. We will vote your fucking ass out. Okay. So the thing is as far as those,
there's a protection built in there. I understand that.
Yeah. But now the difference is for an Arsenal, a Chelsea, the issue that y'all have. Well, no, the issue that the EPL has nothing to do with them coming in to try to buy for you, right? Would be fucking sending Neymar, Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, because the PIF fund owns the top 4 teams. The top 4 teams are the only ones buying fucking players.
Right, they're the only ones.
That's a big fucking turnoff to most fucking fans. You think Bayern Munich's a fucking 1-team league? You can look at their rosters and figure out which one they're going to fucking stat pad. But what y'all need to worry about is them finding out who the PIF fund fucking starting 11, like their all-star team, right? And then selling them to fucking Newcastle for $1.
That was my fear, because Sandro Tonali did not want to leave AC Milan, but he went to Newcastle, and it's like you sit back and it's like you're sitting. This is an AC Milan lifer, like literally a captain of Italy. Should have been with the Rossoneri forever.
He's like what's his fucking face from Roma? Goddamn, my mind went fucking blank.
Like Francesco. You get players like that seeing him at Newcastle. Like he's a stud. He's an absolute stud of a player, and he scored a worldie this past week. But it's kind of a situation to where it's like you sit back and you say, "How the fuck does Newcastle have Alexander Isak and Sandro Tonali, and they're just gonna keep."
Well, Isak is kind of a fucking shitbag when he fucking showed up. He played at Dortmund and he was a fucking washed up hunk of shit.
But what I'm saying is he went to Sociedad and scored, and they brought him in, and they spent money on this guy, and he was their first like big name signing, because Miguel Almiron broke their original transfer record, which was the blowing move. So like you look at 21 million to what did they spend for Tonali, like 70? They spent 64 on
who was the other one that they bought this offseason? It was Tonali and somebody else, or did they sold St. Max and I thought they brought in somebody else
to Saudi. They brought in Kieran Trippier. They've got hold on,
fucking St. Max. The only thing anybody gives a shit about St. Max is if you're a Newcastle fan or a fucking Gucci fan.
No, I'm just saying.
I mean, that's fucking it, dude. Some of those players are fucking names that nobody outside of where they're from give a fuck about, like Ruben Neves,
Tino Livramento, the center back from Southampton. They brought in Harvey Barnes.
I thought they brought in another big name. It may have been Trippier, but Trippier's been there though.
He's been there for a season. But Sandro Tonali, Kieran Trippier, Alexander Isak, Tino Livramento, like they're spending money that they didn't under Michael Ashley. So it's like,
I mean, Isak, I mean that's true. Isak was an 18, 19-year-old when he came to Dortmund. But the thing is when Dortmund fucking sold him, he still went for fucking 5 times what they bought him for. Now he wasn't no $100 million player, but he went for a whole lot more than what they paid for him.
So what's to stop a mercenary like Erling Haaland from going to Saudi and cashing in on
nothing?
Champions League.
No, he's already won it. He doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't give a shit. Like, and
the thing is you understand
Real Madrid player while at City.
You understand he only signed for like a 3-year.
Everything's a 3-year contract with him. So I'm saying, what's to
he's
stop?
He's going to Real Madrid next. That's a fucking given. I don't give a shit if Real Madrid's on their last fucking dime. He'll find a way to do it. Erling Haaland is he's like you said, he's a fucking mercenary. He doesn't give a shit. The kid's gonna go wherever you know what I'm saying, the money takes him. And this is the thing that I had a problem with, and I tried to explain to a lot of people when we were talking about like Erling Haaland coming to Bayern. When he hits a certain age, he's going to price his way out of literally every fucking team except for maybe like a Newcastle,
PSG,
or well, I mean, as long as Mbappe's there, he'll never hit that because PSG has already fucking played their hand, and they fucked up when they did it. When you tell Mbappe, if you leave us, we have to fire 350 fucking people.
Yep. That was
just to make him feel bad. Yes, they're backed by what is it, Qatar, right? It's the Qatar sports thing.
Khalefi. Yeah.
That basically told MBS and everybody else, come poach our fucking talent because we don't have the money that you do. That's basically saying Qatar's a rich country. It ain't fucking Saudi Arabia rich. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like when you said, why does Forbes never have those guys on their top 10 billionaire list? You don't know what fucking MBS is actually worth because all he's got to do is change a fucking gas price or an oil price, and the motherfucker's 10 times more rich than he was.
Right.
Or he's got to kill off 12 more cousins like he did to get in power in the first fucking place.
What's the snack? What's the snack for the day?
I don't know, but I know that showed up with her damn dinner or groceries.
I was pissed. They forgot my shrimp, but tuna salad. My cat was very invested.
I was about to say,
yes.
The cat was super into it, so I knew it was either cream based or something.
See that's why she left the door open, because she sent that dude back to go get them shrimp.
I wish. No, I just had to get a refund.
Oh, okay.
Now I have to walk to the grocery store later. But you were mentioning the Super League, and I think that one of the things that like is particularly dangerous to its opponents is that younger people were really positive towards it, because there is like a more global fan base that isn't steeped in the traditions of like supporting your local club, that want to see the big games, and that's all they want to watch. That's always been true, but I think it's to an even greater extent now. Like this, so many like people my age, all they're going to watch are Manchester City versus Real Madrid when it happens, or you know, Bayern, or you know,
they're Dallas Cowboy LeBron James fans,
right? Exactly. And I think that there is so much money to be made there, and all of these decisions are ultimately profit driven, that, you know, although the media attack on it and the main supporter groups attacks on the Super League, I think killed it, put out the fire for a minute. I think it'll come back, and when it comes back, I think it'll come back with a much stronger resurgence, and I think it will eventually happen. I mean, they're supposed to be obligated to participate in it anyway. Theoretically, it's still supposed to happen, but I think they'll die down, wait for the negative press to pass, and then in conjunction with potentially the Saudi League, come back with a vengeance and put this in place.
The only downside is with, like, say, Spurs, Man United, the Chelseas, the teams that were involved in the original group. The issues y'all have is if FIFA's not on with it, y'all automatically have to pay $100 million and then you have to pay another 50 or 75 million to the English FA. So that is a major deterrent for a lot of those teams. It going back to what Devin had said earlier, I don't see the Super League even making a try again until they see what I think it's the 2025 Club World Cup in the US. It's 32 fucking teams. You've got MLS teams, Liga MX teams, you've got CONMEBOL teams, you've got UEFA teams, and the thing is UEFA's bringing 6. So it's, you know what I'm saying, you either win the Champions League or you're in the top 4 of the 4 or 5, or
you win your league.
No, that's not how it works. It's you get 6, so it's the 3 Champions League champions from 20. So it's Chelsea. Who won it after Chelsea? City? Chelsea, Real Madrid, City. And then it's the next 3 teams in the FIFA rankings, which is Bayern, and it's somebody else. I think there's like 6 to 8 teams from Europe that are allowed. And the thing is because the Madrids and all of them are in there, you can only have 2 per country. So you have like a Man City, and then Chelsea's already in. So that
Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Yeah, and then you have Bayern and Dortmund, because of the Club World Cup or the Club FIFA whatever rankings. But what they still haven't clarified is okay, with City winning and Chelsea winning, does the EPL just get 1 extra one because they're champions, or did they get 2 extra ones because of the champions exemption? It's you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but the thing is you bringing all of those, then you have clubs from Africa, you have clubs from the Oceanic division.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, everybody's bringing them. They all come to the U.S. and they play in. My guess is they play in all the World Cup spots. And then, you know what I'm saying, how that works. Then you'll see like the Al Hilals, the Al Nasirs and shit like that sitting there saying, okay, well, we want to be a part of that, because they can't be a part of it at this point. The only way they can be a part of it is if they qualify through whichever division they're in, but only one can make it out of their area.
It's
so
Asia. That's considered Asia. Even though Haifa and Maccabi Tel Aviv play in the Champions League in Europe, because Israel is Europe.
But the thing is the only way I think that they can qualify is if they because I don't even think any of them are in the FIFA club rankings, like to the point of giving a shit. You see what I'm saying? So they're just because Al Nasir and Al Hilal are so great now. You know what I'm saying? Do they still outweigh a team that's in their region?
You're talking about FIFA better here. So what's to change the rankings with a little bit of a, sprinkle the FIFA cash?
Well, I mean,
Al Hilal's the 20th ranked team in the country, or 20th
have to
ranked in the world, and they're in.
You'd have to come. Well, you can't. They can't be in the top 50. You understand? FIFA club rankings are based off of FIFA events.
No, I get that, but what I'm saying is
they don't.
Qatar has the World Cup, Ryan. FIFA doesn't.
I don't give a shit. But no, what I'm saying is to get a FIFA club ranking, you have to be in basically Champions League, Europa League, or whatever that other thing is, the Tottenham League.
Conference.
Whatever the fuck that thing's called, the Tottenham League. But the thing is you have to be a part of one of those 3 to even fucking matter. You see what I'm saying? They're not in any of those. So, but the thing is that would be for the European side. Now, their group may be a different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's however like the CONCACAF Champions League. You know what I'm saying? So you'll have Lyon and Monterrey and those guys, and I think Seattle sneaks in. But there's so many different random ass things to qualify for that shit. That's what's going to be interesting, because if none of those 4 that the PIF fund owns, do they do like Live Golf and say, all right, well, we want to combine with FIFA? You know what I'm saying? because Live Golf nobody gave a shit about.
And then the PGA Tour like joined with them and started taking all their players.
Yeah, because the thing was Live Golf threw money at players, and a couple of high level players went, but most of them said, "Fuck that, we don't want to do that shit." And then it was like, "Hey, well, we'll come or merge with you," which was the biggest crock of shit ever.
But again,
that Live Golf bought fucking PGA.
You saw purses in Live Golf that was like 10, 15, 20 million to the winner. Whereas like the PGA, the entire purse for the event was 2 million. That's split amongst all the winners. So the winner's taking home 700,000. And then they, if you finish 43rd, you're bringing home a Happy Gilmore check that says your name on it. So
for 18 bucks.
So are we in a world where we're going to? I really do think that Pandora's box has been opened, because this isn't like China where the Communist Party is going to come in and say, listen, it has to be Chinese. You can only have one foreign player. You can't spend like Saudi's not going to do that. You're right. Saudi's going to come up and say, we want to skirt around the FIFA rules, and we're just going to make this tournament where, you have the World Cup, but we have the World Championship, and the winner of our World Championship gets 100 million to split amongst their team.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I told you earlier. The Saudi League is going to scare the MLS. It's going to scare Liga MX. Those are the guys that they're going after. They're small fucking fish. They may have the money of the EPL. They may have the money of La Liga and that type of shit. They don't have the history and the prestige of those.
No, but the person to be scared is FIFA. I'm not talking about the league. I'm not talking about FIFA. I'm talking about Saudi and doing an end around of FIFA. And basically, we already a brilliantly non-corrupt organization, anyways.
The issue with that is I mean, yes, there's political aspects to it, but the European Union dictate a lot of what FIFA can and can't fucking do. I mean, there's an entire court that decides what the Court of Arbitration of Sport.
Arbitration of Sport, yeah.
So I mean, the thing is they can. Europe's different than the U.S. as far as that, but like I was saying, what people like say you and Rayvana included need to worry about is the fucking MBS Best 11 getting sold to fucking Newcastle for $12.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, or $1 a player.
My other fear is that with these clubs that have agreements with the PIF, that they come in and they say, hey, don't buy any Arsenal players. Don't buy any, you can't buy players, because we're in a position where we're unloading people right now. You can't buy any Man United players.
Yeah.
So that's an end around for a club like Chelsea, or an end around for a club like Newcastle that has deadwood that they can then turn around and say, listen, like we're up against the financial fair play. We got our nuts in a vice. We need you to buy fucking Mendy. We need you to buy all these other players. We need you to take these people off of our books. And I think that you're going to see some real tricky accounting, and you're going to see clubs like Arsenal, to where like we can't sell Kieran Tierney. We can't sell fucking, these because we're in a situation to where it's like, they would be great in Saudi. Fuller and Ballinger would be great in Saudi, but we're going to send him to Monaco on a cut rate deal. So it's like, I wonder if that's a situation where you have to really start looking at it like, can they manipulate the game in ways to get around existing financial fair play rules? What do you think, Rayvana?
Well,
Ray?
I just want. Is she there?
Sorry, I'm here. I cut out for a minute in the middle.
I just wanted to know your thoughts on basically, like, because I've seen a situation now to where at my club we're having a hard. We've signed players, but we've got 33 people on our active senior roster. We need to trim that down. But we've got some players that would be great for the Saudi league. If Jordan Henderson can play in Saudi, Rob Holding can play in Saudi. If we're trying to look into unload a Fuller and Balogun, or like, but there's no interest from Saudi clubs in Arsenal players. So I wonder if the PIF is involved and says, we have Newcastle, we have Chelsea involvement, so don't buy any players from top 6 clubs.
Yeah, I think that the main criticism right now is that it's been a good way to offset financial fair play issues, where you can just unload all these players, especially the clubs that have that connection to the Saudi Arabia. They're easily able to just funnel, these players they either don't want or could get the money that they need for into the Saudi league, and then in return have their financial fair play issues sort of mitigated. But of course, then that also lends to the idea that these clubs also have an agenda. Of course, they don't want to be undermined by an Arsenal. Of course, they don't want to have their efforts, all for naught,
Liverpool,
because so
FSG, you know?
right, so they can obviously they can absolutely say, we'll give you all these players. Please don't pick up players from these clubs. We don't want them to be able to buy new players. We don't want them to be in that position. I think that's absolutely a concern that people should have moving forward. Just especially because there is obviously on the face of it, it looks like a scam. It looks like there's fraud
it's like
happening in the open.
Yeah, it's like I mean, I don't know officially if Chelsea committed money laundering by signing and then selling Koulibaly, Mendy, and Conte and all those other ones, but it sure as hell fucking looks like it.
Liverpool certainly thinks it is. They're bringing in charges. Like they requested a meeting with the Premier League. FSG, Fenway Sports League, has requested and has examples of shady accounting and like to where you're going to start seeing other clubs say, "Look, this is fucked," and we have proof. And if you're not going to do anything about it, that's where I start to worry about clubs saying this is a stacked deck. And we already have rules against multi-club ownership that have been skirted completely with Red Bull. I mean, like,
right.
What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean with Red Bull?
Red Bull owns and City owning clubs all over the country. I'm saying, like,
they don't ever play they won't play each other.
No, you can funnel players in between. You can send Holland from Salzburg.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay, I got you.
So
you keep that out your mouth. Bayern and LAFC is doing that. You shut the fuck up.
And Atlanta United and Aberdeen are doing it too. But it's on a
but
grand
it's
scale.
Aberdeen. Nobody.
That's what I'm saying. On a grand scale, when you've got Saudi money and Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right. I'll say.
I mean, when you're looking at Bowley, who's a fucking billionaire, fucking
owner of the Dodgers. Yeah.
15 times over.
Yeah. What were you saying, Ray?
I was just going to say, maybe a unique opinion that I have. I think that if you are caught violating financial fair play, but you suck real bad, they should let you get away with it. Everton should be able to violate financial fair play every season to just barely avoid relegation every season.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and then if you look at Barcelona,
right,
who's fucking broke and sold another. Well, did another lever, where they sold the crypto coin division of Barcelona. They sold that crypto coin division for 150 million. So now they're able to sign new players.
They sold their rights to Spotify last year too. Like their entire broadcast rights got sold to Spotify.
No, not the whole broadcast rights. No.
There was a third or something. It was some.
No, they sold the entire broadcast division, but it's the visual broadcast, like the people that create their social media videos and shit like that. They sold all of that off, but now they're selling off a crypto division. My thing, as far as like say with like an Everton, let them violate it because they fucking suck. But like a Barcelona, you're not violating financial fair play. You're just really shitty with money.
Right.
Yeah. My thing is, if you start selling off like that side of your club, just fucking stop. Because we want to buy new players. Why don't you just do like, I don't know, Hertha Berlin did?
What happened to your academy?
And
You're
just
the best
fucking
academy in the world.
Just suck. Rayvana can fucking admit to it. Just suck for a couple of years. You'll be fucking fine. Rayvana and them are still.
This has been an amazing stream. I appreciate y'all. And Rayvana, it was awesome talking to you. Ryan, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys.
But it's like you can attest. Y'all overpaid for Paul Pogba. And you had to suck for like 3 years to deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say also, Barca fans are some of the most cugged fans. For them to sit there like drooling, like people. Messi is coming back, Neymar is coming back. You don't even have the money or the ability to register Gundogan. You think that you can fucking Messi left because you wouldn't give him a private jet? You think that motherfucker's coming back to your club? He is not coming fucking back. You cannot afford Neymar. You guys are so dumb. And the whole media apparatus seems to just be like giving it like breath to this whole ridiculous idea. Like it is
because they know it clicks.
Those were never good rumors. No. It honestly, like Neymar and Messi would not have helped with Xavi's plans anyway. So like what?
I will say, for people like I've got a buddy named Akunji. He watched your last video because he's like, "Oh my God, how did you get Rayvana on your show?" So I will say, for everybody that's not watching this like actually live, or like people like Akunji that's listening to it instead of watching it, yes, you did hear an energy boost into Rayvana in the last like say 10 minutes, and that would be because Man United won.
Yes.
So she is fully on board now. If I would have known that like y'all played at like 3, I would have waited until after the game to bring you on, but
I
I
totally
didn't.
forgot myself. So
But I mean the crazy thing with like with and I guess we spent a lot of time on the Saudi league type stuff, but it's still for me is that sneaky thing that nobody really says, and Devin finally kind of caught on to it, of the Saudi league can sell Ronaldo, Neymar, Benzema, Koulibaly, Mendy, sell them all to Newcastle for fucking pennies. Then what the fuck are y'all? You know what I'm saying? What are y'all gonna do at that point?
right.
I mean, they can pay them the same way Todd Bowley pays the Chelsea fan or Chelsea players over fucking 12 years or whatever. But you're looking at they could send an all-star team, like an ungodly FIFA Ultimate Team level group to Newcastle, and then just sit there and say, "Good goddamn luck."
Right.
I mean, and that's kind of it. And I didn't get to bring it up when Devin was talking, but that's kind of what I'm starting to see is they're using those 4 teams that they own in that league, which is they'll never get FIFA approval with them. You know what I'm saying? The PIF fund owning 4 teams,
Mm-hmm.
but they're going to use that. Like if they start buying younger, like Usman Dembele's or Isaks and or
Garnacho.
Garnacho type players, the Mason Mounts, the younger guys, they're just going to train them up over there and then sell them to Newcastle.
Yeah.
And then the EPL needs to worry. But at this point, I don't see them. Yes, they're making a lot of noise, they're making a lot of moves, but so did fucking Live Golf. And for me, Live Golf was destined to fucking fail because nobody gave a shit. I don't give a shit how many orange fucking dickheads you try to put up on that bitch. Nobody gives a shit. And that was the other thing. They all played on like Trump Doral and Trump this and Trump that course. You don't understand how shitty his golf courses actually are. They are designed like shit. So when you're like, oh, I'm gonna go play in the Live Golf thing on Trump Doral. Yeah, I don't want to play on fucking Augusta National ever again. No, motherfucker, you're not playing in that orange shitbag. Now, granted, I'll play in Live Golf if they give me like 24 hours to dig up that fucking grave on that fucking golf course somewhere to find out what's in that fucking box. Besides that, I don't give a shit. Because it don't take 10 motherfuckers to carry a damn casket full of ashes to a fucking in the
Right.
middle of a damn golf course. That's some
Right.
bullshit. But that's what I see. They're making a big splash. It's loud. Everybody's covering. Everybody wants to see it. I want to see if they can keep it going.
Right.
It's like the Chinese Super League. It was loud and out there to begin with, but their consistency died.
I will say, I think one thing I've seen a lot of like media underestimating, and I mentioned this earlier, is just, you know, how meaningful it is to the Middle Eastern Muslim community broadly to have this league. You know, not everyone, of course, but, you know, especially also for the players who they're playing in the best leagues in the world, but they're having to play in countries that are not Muslim majority countries where, you know, they're, you know, rituals aren't being respected, especially there's so many Muslim players in France, and France is a country that is so hostile towards Islam. And even when they had the call to prayer, I think at Stamford Bridge this last Ramadan, so many Chelsea fans, of course, Chelsea fans were pissed about it and fucking. So there is something even meaningful to the Muslim players to be able to go to a country, you know, and I hear this reiterated a lot, particularly by Muslim men, is that eventually they would like to live in a Muslim country where, you know, everyone's sort sort of following the same schedule where, you know, it's not it's not uncommon to be able to take your prayer break in the middle of the workday. It's fine to, you know, everyone is going to the mosque on Fridays at the same time, and that, you know, you don't have to worry about whether or not your food you're getting is halal, because you know that it is. So there is like a cultural benefit that these players, because we're saying, you know, they're buying up a lot of the Muslim players. And I know I have a lot of Muslim friends, and they always joke like, we support this team because that's Islam FC. They have more Muslim players than the other team. We root for that. So there is something meaningful there, which we might not see and have the same impact, because I think so many soccer commentators are looking to see, oh, well, is anyone in Europe watching this league? You know, what's the impact on the West? But I think they're severely underestimating. It's not the West you necessarily need to be looking to. It's the impact that this is having in the Middle East.
Yeah. And the thing is like I said, they signed the deal with Fox, or Fox Soccer. So they'll be on FS1, they'll be on all the different things like that. I haven't seen anywhere where they signed anything in Europe anywhere. Like a deal with Sky or anything like that. I think that may make a difference.
I thought they signed a deal with DAZN.
Well, I mean, if they're in DAZN, then yeah, they're very well overrun in Europe then.
Yeah, but I'm not sure.
And my thing is my disdain for MBS and the fucking bullshit that he's done over the years. I mean, if everybody wants to watch Al Nassr and Al Hilal, and I don't know how to say the other ones, because those are the best two. The other two are just third and fourth best in the league, and they just bought them anyway. But I mean, I'd love to watch Karim Benzema do his thing over there, or N'Golo Kante. I'd love to have Sadio Mane over there, because he looks fucking happy. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's Koulibaly looks happy. Mahrez looks happy. So I mean, I don't have a problem with that. But like Devin said, if their games are in the middle of the fucking night,
their games are at the same time.
I'm not watching that shit.
They're at the same time as European matches. Actually, typically they're like.
I thought that the time difference is a whole lot different.
It's not significantly different than like the time zone difference for the Qatari World Cup. And most of their matches are typically at the same time as, like, you might see, you know, the Premier League.
So like 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m.
Yeah, or even like
East Coast time.
Even like 2 p.m. is
common. Okay. So they're going to be the afternoon games then. Most likely. They're going to clash. So their games are going to clash with MLS games. or around that time.
Late morning, mid-afternoon. And I just looked it up. Yeah, they did get a contract to stream in the 6 countries in Europe. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. I mean, I think that you're right, though. Who this impacts the most is MLS, because they don't have broad ability to give massive contracts to these players. And if they can, you know, play at a relatively lower level by going to Saudi while still making obscene amounts of money, why the fuck would anybody come to MLS? If you're not Lionel Messi and you're not getting equity in the club and you're not getting a good
equity in the fucking league,
right? A good cut of the streaming deal with Apple. Why the fuck would you come? Or if you're
that's a difference. That is going to be the major playing difference that fucking MLS fans and the MLS itself hasn't realized just yet, and they will very quickly. Because Fox Soccer, yes, they have an app, right? You can bring up the Fox Soccer app, but they're probably going to have Al Hilal, Al Nassr games, like say on a Saturday. I don't know how, because I'm not Islamic. I don't know how that works about playing on Sunday or anything like that.
It's Friday, but yeah.
Okay, so you'll have Al Hilal, Al Nassr on, say, the game Saturday that are televised on Fox Sports 1. Then say Sunday you'll have El Hadif, I think is the green one. And then El Adid, or Adid is the yellow and black one that Conte and Benzema play for. I know them by colors. The yellow and black one and the green and blue one. But the one with like Firmino, Mendy, Mahrez, and the one with Benzema and Conte.
Yeah.
You'll have Al Nasir and El Elif on fucking Saturday at 2 o'clock and say 4 o'clock. Then Sunday, 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock is Al Hilal and Al Adid or Al Adid. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is they may be on Fox Sports 1, but you can watch the rest of the Saudi League on Fox Soccer. That's going to go completely head to head with the Apple TV bullshit.
Yeah.
Where you have to buy Apple TV for the one league.
Right.
Now,
and
granted,
not even just a regular subscription. You have to get the special subscription to get MLS.
And it only covers one league. And now, granted, you can buy the MLS package without buying Apple TV.
Right.
Fucking why are you spending $100? Yeah, but I mean the thing is why the fuck would you spend all that money on Apple TV if you're, or the MLS thing if you can't watch fucking Ted Lasso or whatever other random Apple shit that's on there. But the thing is you lock them down to where they can only watch it on that service. They can't watch it on regular TV that often. Unless it's the League's Cup, and then if it's Messi, we're going to throw it on Apple. If it's MLS versus MLS, we're throwing it on Apple. If it's Monterrey versus Leon, we'll throw that on Fox.
Right.
And those are the games that the most of the people are going to watch. So the casual fan may turn away from the MLS and go to the Saudi League inside the US at least, because your shit's on Fox Sports 1.
Right.
It's more easier to turn. Yeah, Fox Sports 1's pretty much on every cable and satellite provider.
Right.
Well, until they get into a fight with a satellite provider like the local channels do all the time. But the MLS should be the most afraid of the Saudi League right now. 3, 4, 5 years down the road, then EPL, Bundesliga, La Liga, that's when they can start looking at it and seeing maybe do we need to worry about, maybe we don't.
Yeah.
But right now, that fucking MLS better be prepared.
It is a dumb way to do your streaming stuff because I don't understand why. I mean, maybe ESPN isn't interested in owning it. So many Americans already have ESPN subscriptions for one reason or another. If you can get MLS on that makes it so much more accessible to so many fucking people to have it if I had to subscribe to a special streaming service to watch the Premier League, I would always illegally be watching those games. I would not fucking.
Oh, so you don't have the Peacock network?
No, I do have Peacock because I have.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm saying because it's not like I have to pay for something extra on Peacock. I get it for free because I have Xfinity internet. So I already have that. I mean, most people in America now have Xfinity. You get Peacock for free if you have Xfinity. So there's that, and any match that's not on there, it's on cable, basic cable, USA. I can watch it there. But when I'm done with that in the morning and if I want bored and want to keep watching, I can just turn on ESPN and I can watch La Liga, I can watch Bundesliga. It's so accessible. MLS is so fucking inaccessible. It's like they're shooting themselves in the feet at every fucking opportunity. And I don't know, and then to give up a portion of the fucking profits you're getting from Apple TV and to siphon it to one fucking player in your league. I mean, it's just like they don't want to be successful.
Well, and my thing is how in God's name did they couldn't have convinced all the owners of the other MLS teams to, hey, throw in $2 million into this pot so Miami can come in and kick your fucking teeth in with the best player in the league.
And now
you're paying to take that ass whipping.
Right. And those other teams now don't even have the option to bring in players that are that big. I mean, they weren't going to get a player that big, but they don't even have the opportunity to compete by getting other players from the top leagues who are at the end of their prime, because now here comes the Saudi League with massive paychecks for all these fucking players. So it's like, I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. Although I will say, in introducing relegation to the lower division level, I think is interesting. Although I don't know how much Americans care about that. I mean, I think maybe
Nobody
Americans.
cares. Yeah, nobody gives a shit about the USL unless you're they are some of the most annoying but loyal ass fans. The support local, go local, be local, those types of fans. They are the ones that are going to love it, benefit it, and bring up the pro rail in the lower leagues. They're annoying as shit because I'm tired of hearing about like Appalachia FC or fucking Greenville Triumph or Charlotte Independence or, you know what I'm saying, these random ass teams. But when you look at like, say, a Detroit City, who's a European level, you know what I'm saying, fan base,
Yeah,
just with a second, third tier team. I mean, I hate the MLS because anybody can have a team if you have enough fucking money.
right.
I mean, like David Tepper could give two flying fucks about Charlotte Independence right now. Don't care what Charlotte fans have to say. He doesn't give a shit about you. He's got a new shiny toy in Bryce Young. And it's almost Panther season, so he don't give a shit. But when he is literally as valuable as Sheikh Mansour at Man City is, as far as billions for what he's valued, he's like the fourth or fifth richest man in sports.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have Messi. David fucking Beckham does, who's not even a billionaire. So when you start looking at it, it's like, okay, you've got LAFC that's owned by a billionaire, LA Galaxy billionaire, Charlotte billionaire. You know what I'm saying? All these billionaires. The brokest motherfucker in the whole damn league's the guy that's got the best player. That's some fucking weird shit going on here. Let's not lie. The Miami was a ball hair away from being the most laughable goddamn team in the MLS.
Right. Truly an embarrassment.
Yes. Messi shows up and they haven't lost a fucking game since.
To be fair, the League's Cup, bullshit ass cup.
Yeah, that it is kind of candy ass.
The way that they set up the groups, bullshit.
Yeah, the Mexico teams severely got fucked with no home games. We understand how shitty it is for their fans to get into this country, let alone, you know what I'm saying, be here like, say, FC Juarez. If they want to come over here for the game in Austin or go to the game in LA, sweet baby Jesus, it's fucking Juarez. Yeah, we've seen Newsmax. We know how that works.
Right.
So, I mean, you look at the Mexican teams that are like, we're playing in Texas. I'm sure Greg Abbott fucking is one pissy little, and I'll say it, cripple. But fuck that guy. I want somebody to push his wheelchair in that fucking river. I hate that motherfucker. But without picking on that ungodly piece of shit. But if you look at, like, say, Lyon and teams like that had to fly to Vancouver and play in Vancouver, they got shafted on a fucking plane to fly to play. I think it was either the Galaxy or LAFC. It was LAFC. No, LA Galaxy. And they flew to play the Galaxy. They couldn't take a break and train because the training day they missed their flight or their flight was messed up. So they spent their entire training day, like 17 hours, in an airport.
Bullshit. That sucks so bad.
Waiting to get to LA. So the minute they land in LA, they play like 10 hours later. I wonder who's going to fucking win that one.
Right.
And because it's framed and scheduled the way that it's scheduled, Charlotte can't play at home because fucking Beyonce is running around fucking Bank of America Stadium. BMO Stadium, you can't have a fucking game there because they've got another concert at that stadium. You're getting into like late summer concert series time frame. Get your shit together. MLS, why the fuck are we playing in the summer anyway? Why am I sitting out at a Charlotte game or going to an Atlanta game and they open up the fucking roof and it's 9,000 degrees with 4 million degrees humidity? No, that's not how you play. That's how you kill somebody. But I mean, I don't know. League's Cup is the fucking stupidest, single-handedly the dumbest ass thing. Because now Charlotte can't play Miami on the this weekend because Miami's still playing in that. So the final of League's Cup's on the 19th. The next round of MLS League games is on the 20th. So it's like Miami and Charlotte gets rescheduled. Well, LAFC has to play. I don't remember who they play this week. It might be San Jose. No, it's not San Jose. I don't know. It's fucking somebody. But LAFC plays this Sunday. Then they play Charlotte next Saturday. Charlotte was supposed to play this Sunday, but now they don't. So they have 2 weeks off leading into the LAFC game. Fuck MLS. Fucking assholes.
All right, I wanted to ask you, what is the the best signing of this transfer window so far, and what potential transfer would knock that out of the water?
For Bayern or for everybody?
Generally.
The best one was probably Harry Kane going to Bayern Munich. Strictly because that's something that we absolutely had to have.
Yeah.
And granted, the fucking drama and bullshit that led to it kind of was fun. Besides that, besides that, I'd probably say the Kai Havertz moving to Arsenal is a huge one. Even though in terms of price, it probably wasn't. And the Kane one's probably going to be the most impactful as far as like European UEFA, that type of stuff. But if you're looking at the most impactful without being associated, it's going to be Neymar or Sadio Mane going to the Saudi league.
Yeah.
Those are two players that could completely tear that league to shreds, you know what I'm saying? Because they're that level of player. Mahrez can do the same thing. Gundogan possibly at Barcelona if they ever get to the point where they could fucking register him.
He played yesterday against Getafe. It wasn't anything I mean, the match was interesting just because I think that the refereeing was something to behold, but it wasn't anything that impressive.
Overwhelming.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't. I don't know.
I think he can bring something to that midfield that Gavi kept fucking up.
Yeah.
Mason Mount is also one that I'm interested to see how he fits in at United, or Marcel Sabitzer going to Dortmund, because I thought Sabitzer at United was a really good fit. Mason Mount isn't anything like that. So I don't know really what he brings that Bruno Fernandes doesn't.
Right. I thought that I think the Jude Bellingham move is probably going to be the most
over time, that's going to be the best.
Right. Yeah. Because he's 19. He's got a whole career to play at Real Madrid, and he's
moving into a midfield with fucking Tchouaméni.
Right. Camavinga.
Camavinga can really play fucking anywhere.
Right.
But Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, and those are the two guys teaching Jude Bellingham.
Right.
That alone may spell some fucking doom for people that like Barcelona, like Gundogan. Going forward, that's going to spell fucking doom, because Bellingham could learn a little bit from like an Emre Can or a Marco Reus, that type of shit. When you're learning from Toni Kroos and Luka Modric, that's insane. Especially when you're beside Tchouaméni. You're fucking ungodly at that point.
Scored on his debut, had a really good showing on Saturday. I think that over time that's going to be the most impactful. I think if Kylian Mbappe is not leaving apparently, but if he did leave, I think that would be the biggest frenzy of a transfer. I think that Declan Rice was
I completely forgot about Declan Rice.
huge transfer to Arsenal, so he'll definitely have a huge role to play there.
And who did West Ham bring in to replace him? I know it was a big name. God damn it!
I don't know off the top of my head.
I like West Ham, but I don't like them that much. Let's see, Western Ham. Oh, that would have been Saturday.
Ward-Prowse. They got James Ward-Prowse, but that wasn't the one that they had that replaced that wouldn't
him,
be a replacement position though. That's a totally different.
Paqueta.
Oh, wait, they already had. I thought they traded him away.
I thought
Paqueta already played there.
Yeah, Paqueta is there now.
Oh.
Yeah, they bought him from Lyon.
Oh,
they've had him since August 22.
Yeah, he played last season.
Who the fuck did they buy? God damn it. Transfers, there we go. Ward-Prowse. Edison Alves, that's who it was. The Mexican kid from Ajax. That's who it was. I know they got somebody.
I think they'll be. I think this season will be very different in the Premier League. I think that Newcastle's not going to perform as well as they did last. I think that in Tonali they have a fantastic signing. Also scored on his debut. Yeah. Great player. I always put him in my ultimate teams on FIFA.
Now, my question to you is going to be, who makes Champions League? Just based off of the first weekend, who do you see making the top 4 spots in the EPO?
Way too early predictions. City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and I'm going to put United at 4th, although I don't know if that's what's going to happen. I think Chelsea's going to perform much better than they did last season. I think
does Chelsea make the Europa, or do they make the Conference League?
I think that they'll be in Europa League. I think Spurs are going to be sitting pretty in the Conference League if they're even that. Spurs
are fucked.
They haven't displayed any sort of like.
If they don't get a striker in the next 2 weeks, they are fucked.
Right, because Richarlison obviously cannot fill. No, I mean it'll be really hard to fill Harry Kane's shoes. Richarlison's not even close to being able to do that. He doesn't even play in the same style that Kane does.
Well, I mean, they could if they went after maybe a Dusan Vlahovic, because he's a younger guy. He's kind of built in that same way. But I mean, honestly, the guy that if they wouldn't have played around so long, they could have gotten the guy that United got, the fake Erling Haaland guy.
Yeah, I heard some rumors yesterday that Spurs might go for Lukaku. Early talks between their camps, which I think is
please do that. God damn, that would be amazing. Because that would be one gigantic shit show that is the funniest thing ever.
And Lukaku's in a position where he can't turn down a trade. He's got to take it. He's never going to play again at Inter, and he's not going to Juve, so he's got to fucking go wherever they'll take him.
I think the fans straight up said at Juve, "We don't want you."
Right.
When they storm the field and try to run down the tunnel to tell you no, you might not be the guy they want.
Right. It's time to. I mean, get the fuck out of the country. We've already been the victim of so much racist abuse in Italy. I don't know why he wants to continue on there, but get the fuck out. I mean, not that he's beloved in England or anything like that, but you're not going back to Chelsea. So if they'll have you at Spurs, you got to go to Spurs.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, at this point, you take whoever the fuck you. I mean, I'm pretty sure Spurs could offer Akinfenwa a fucking contract, and Akinfenwa would fucking show up. I mean, honestly,
I don't think it'd be that bad.
I would take him over Lukaku just because I know Akinfenwa can fucking hurt somebody if I need him to.
Right.
Lukaku, the only and the thing is with Lukaku is he's really good when he can be forceful and push people around.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like he hasn't been able to do that in 2 years.
Right.
And
I mean,
when he's not that bowling ball, then you may have some issues.
between his performance and, I mean, he missed, an easy goal in to level the Champions League final. He missed every opportunity that fell to his feet in the World Cup. I mean, greatest miss compilation before greatest greatest goal compilation for Lukaku at this point in his career. He's getting older. I mean, maybe they'll take him in Saudi Arabia, but
Hell no, they don't want nothing to do with that shit. They actually want people to watch that league.
If Spurs will have him, he should go. I think it would be a funny thing to have happen. I think Spurs could maybe get a better player than him. Not that he wasn't exceptionally talented at one point. He was.
Even if even if Stormzy needs like a fucking double. I mean, now granted Lukaku may have to wear some like Manchester red, but I'm pretty sure Stormzy may need like a bodyguard or a body double or something like that, because I don't know if you remember that when United signed Lukaku originally. I don't remember which tabloid newspaper posted a picture of Stormzy and used that picture as the announcement of Lukaku, and it was like, okay, that's the rapper, not the fucking player. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, that's so racist.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so racist.
I mean, granted, yes, it's racist as hell, but if they stand beside each other, the only way you know it's Stormzy is because he's got a beard. I mean, they are fucking separated twins at some point. You cannot deny that shit. They look damn near identical.
They are very similar looking.
But they're the same height, the same body build. Now, granted, Lukaku's gotten a little fatter recently, but I mean, they're jacked. They're big ass dudes.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like, I can see how like a school newspaper would fuck that up, but like the Daily Mail or the Mirror or whoever the fuck it was, yeah, you can't do that. That's a line maybe not cross.
Right.
Let's not go there. But I mean, Stormzy thought it was funny as hell for like a day, and then all of a sudden he was like, okay, yeah, this may be kind of fucked up.
Right.
He thought it was funny, but you know what I'm saying? Instant reaction is like, hey, this is hilarious. Then he started thinking about it, and I think people in the chat and everything were like, it's kind of fucked up, dude.
Yeah. Not like when Inter Miami wanted to post the picture of Busquets. Or was it not
completely fucking wrong dude?
Right.
It's like his teammate from fucking Spain. It's like, okay, guys.
Right.
There are enough pictures of Sergio Busquets online that you fuck. Or how about this crazy idea? You wait until the motherfucker shows up and you take a picture of him.
Right.
That was my whole thing with Inter Miami and Busquets and Alba and Messi and stuff. It's like, why don't you? Yeah, I get the hype and all that kind of shit. Maybe wait until they land in the U.S. Because Messi's still playing with Argentina. All he needs is one bad tackle at Yule's Old Boys, or while he's playing the Japanese or Chinese national team. One oopsie, and all of your hard work is shot to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till he lands first. That's why I was like, I kept trying to tell everybody, I was like, yes, he may have been here, he may be here, but he still hasn't held up that jersey. He hasn't touched fucking ground in Miami yet. Let him do that before we start celebrating. And then all of a sudden that motherfucker touches ground and touches goals.
Mm-hmm. I will say, as far as transfers go, the ones that are not the biggest signings or the best signings, but ones I think are good for the player. Matt Turner to Forest, great for him. That he gets to play every week. He played well in their first match. Of course, it didn't turn out. It was never going to turn out in their favor, but he still made some saves. But especially for someone
gives the U.S. fans something to fucking watch,
right? And for someone who started his career so late in his life, like was a
Yeah.
walk-on in college. I mean, playing for Arsenal was a dream, but he was never going to break into the first team, especially not with them talking about buying David Raya. Then you're knocked down to third. You're not even playing in the, low level group stage Champions League matches. So
Yeah.
I think that
you're not even playing in the Carabao damn Cup.
Right. That was a great move for the player.
Yeah. And I mean and that's one of those. It's kind of like a Marcel Sabitzer. Bayern really wasn't going to plan on going forward with him.
Yeah.
United really didn't want him for, I guess, what we were trying to charge him or charge y'all with. So, I mean, him going to Dortmund, that's perfectly fine with me. I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
The one I have an issue with is Benjamin Pavard wants to play at Manchester United.
I actually don't fully understand that move either. I don't think that it's
if he wants to go there, fucking go. I have no issue with that. Because the thing is it's almost like he's checked out at Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
If you watch him play in the Super Cup game, he was fucking terrible. Like he was like to the point of like what do I have to do just to get the fuck out of here? I'll give away a goal. Oh no, they're not going to sell me. And it's like, dude, fucking if the kid doesn't want to be here, let the kid go.
Right.
Well, Man United don't want to pay the 40 to 50 million price. I don't fucking blame him.
Right.
Because he ain't worth that. You know what I'm saying? He's worth 30, 35. Y'all came in at 34. Fucking gone, motherfucker. I'd pack his shit for him. But I don't know.
I don't see
we'll trade. Well, is De Gea still a member of your team, or is he a free agent?
Free agent.
He might go. I'll trade you De Gea.
I heard rumblings that he might go to Real Madrid.
No, Madrid got a Kepa.
Oh, they did. Okay, that's
De Gea is now on our list.
That's a great signing for
not
Kepa.
For us. It ain't.
That's a great signing for Kepa.
I thought you were saying
signing for Real Madrid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Courtois is out for
at least 6 months.
Yeah, and Kepa can hold his shit together for 6 months.
Yeah.
For us, we need I mean, we don't really like have to have a premier number one, but De Gea, can he hold his shit together for 10 weeks? Probably fucking not. You know what I'm saying? He was great at one time. So was fucking Joe Hart. I mean, let's just like they don't want to pay 20 million for Banu from Sevilla.
Great player.
Yeah. I'll pay 20 fucking million for him. Who the fuck cares?
I think he's worth it.
Yeah, you just got 30 for Mane. Fucking throw it at him. Let's go. Get the shit together. I love Sven Ulrich to death, but he fucking sucks.
So what does Bayern need to do to be more of a contender to win the Champions League? Because I mean, the Bundesliga be damned, they're gonna win it. Like,
I mean, basically, we're as stacked as possible. All we need is that goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And that's why I say Banu is the guy that I personally can rely on when we were looking at like Jan Sommer and stuff like that. Jan
went
Sommer
to Inter, right?
Yeah. And we're fucking stupid for that one. But the board doesn't see Banu as being that much better than Jan Sommer.
Okay.
We got Jan Sommer for $6 million because he's old. He's in his mid 30s.
Right.
Banu's still late 20s. So yes, he may be talent wise not better than Jan Sommer, but he's 4 or 5 years younger.
Mm-hmm.
Get him, then you're short up at goalkeeper. We got Kim Min-jae to seal up the center, the leaky center.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't start for some reason. Benjamin Pavard, get him the fuck out of there. Put Mazraoui in. Midfield, we got Conrad Leimer, so we have a guy that can defend just like Kimmich can defend. And now we've got a guy that score a fucking goal when we fucking start him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing is the team is, if you have a competent manager, you shouldn't have an issue with getting at least to the semifinals. That should be your goal, semifinal plus Pokal plus Bundesliga champions.
Yeah.
So at a minimum, you win a double. At a fucking minimum. And we should be very well ready to compete with City for Champions League.
Yeah.
If Thomas Tuchel cannot do that with this team, Thomas Tuchel needs to get the fuck out.
But he could do it with Chelsea. He should be able to do it with Bayern.
Yeah. And he did it with a shitty Chelsea team.
Yeah.
Like, not even really a good, expensive Chelsea team like they have now. He did it with a really average version.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, that Bayern's primed. If we had Hansi Flick, I wouldn't have a fucking issue. Julian Nagelsmann would fucking go undefeated with this damn team. Thomas Tuchel, he's won 6 out of 13 games.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, Nagelsmann was 11-1 or 11-2 in his first 13. Tuchel, I think, is like 6 wins, 2 draws, and 8 losses or some shit like that. He's fucking terrible.
Not a great record.
No, but I mean, we're team wise, we're set. Coach wise, don't fucking know yet.
Okay. I was going to ask what you thought of that drama that went down last season with Nagelsmann getting
that
sacked.
That was 2 front office guys that, for me, jumped the fucking gun.
I don't understand. I didn't understand it because Tuchel wasn't. I didn't think he was in any danger of, being gobbled up and going somewhere else, right? Like he wasn't.
Well, he was going to interview with Spurs, and supposedly his agent and them sat there and said, either you sign him now or we're flying to England to interview, and if it's offered, we'll take it. Yeah, so they basically held fucking Bayern fucking ransom. So Bayern was like, and this was like while Nagelsmann was on the fucking ski slopes on a fucking vacation.
Found out that he got sacked from the press too, right?
Yeah, like found out on fucking Twitter. But I mean, it was that type of crap. I mean, I still think that was shady as shit. And that when Oliver Kahn and Salihamidzic and Heiner came out and was like, yes, what he does now doesn't really matter, but we still have 3 goals. And it's like, okay, well, if you're in 3 competitions and it doesn't matter what Tuchel does now, why the fuck you bring him in?
Right.
I mean, you could have given Nagelsmann that last month. Jesus Christ, he couldn't have done any worse than that fucking idiot did. So, yeah, and I think after all of that and the way that the Tuchel regime began, that's what got Brazo and Kahn fucking fired.
Yeah.
Which it should have happened that way. Brazo
was a stressful end.
Brazo was a little bit easier because he brought in guys like Davies and Musiala and stuff like that. So, I mean, I can understand as far as a sporting director, he maybe could have stayed. Board member, I'd have kicked his ass right off that fucking supervisory board. But as a sporting director, he really did amazing things at Bayern.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't fucking know. He gone now.
Yeah, very stressful end to the season. I wasn't even that closely following the Bundesliga, but that was a fun last day.
Yeah,
watching the Dortmund match on my phone, and I had the Bayern match on TV, and like there were so many moments where you could tell that Dortmund really thought they had done it.
I think Dortmund thought that when they came into it, that Mainz would just fucking roll over and be like, "Oh well, you're the champ. Just take it, take it." Mm-hmm. Fuck no. Mainz was like, "You know what, motherfuckers, you're gonna earn this shit today." And I don't think Dortmund was ready for that just absolute punch in the fucking mouth 10 minutes in.
Right.
And then I think it was another 10-ish to 15 minutes in, another punch in the fucking mouth. And then you see the Dortmund players just kind of like. So it's like, do you know what's happening to you? Because the fans are watching the shit just slip away.
Right.
And then it's just like, I don't think they knew what to do to combat it. So, well, I'm about to have to hop off here because I got to feed the dogs. I'm at 40 minutes past when they were supposed to get fed, but oh well.
Yeah, I should feed my cat too.
So, but yes, once again, another long episode, but it was a fun one. We got it. We went over a lot of shit. Devin asked a lot of good questions. And then, so if you're bored tomorrow, we have the guy from the U.S. Stein Holding Association. He's going to be on here. So we're going to go from political stuff to ESPN 8, the Ocho.
Nice.
Yeah, an obscure sport that was on ESPN. So, but we'll see how that works because I got my ass handed to me doing that shit this past weekend. So maybe he can give me some tips to the trade. But yes, it was great to have you on, and we definitely are going to do this again at some point in the season.
Yeah.
Because for some reason people don't watch when we do ones with you. They never watch live. They always watch after the fact. So, but yeah, we will definitely make sure to have you back on because we're on Wednesday. We have an off the rails thing. It's something I'm trying for the first time. 6 fans, 6 leagues, 6 teams. And we're just going to banter and talk shit about each other's team.
Nice.
So I'm going to see how it goes the first time. You may be invited to join at some point on, as long as this shit doesn't go over the fucking, like, past the fucking rail to, like, Ryan gets canceled.
Right.
But if I don't get canceled after that one, you're definitely coming back for either the second or the third one. So
would love to, yeah.
Because we got to get somebody from Man U in there. We got a guy from Spurs in, so I'm gonna make him cry.
As you should.
So, alrighty, well, go feed your cat. Go get your shrimp. Seems like you got to walk down to the store.
I will. In the rain, gonna go get my shrimp.
Oh damn! Yeah, y'all can keep that rain shit there. We had that all last week. So, but good job with Man United winning today. When does your next TYT video thing come out?
I'll probably have one out tomorrow.
That'll work.
Yep.
We'll see you on that one. All righty. Well, everybody, make sure you follow her on all of her social medias, on Instagram and Twitter. Did you start the one for the soccer?
Not yet.
Thing yet?
Later this week.
She's dragging ass, y'all.
I know.
But keep paying attention to her Twitter because I'm pretty sure that's where she'll drop it to begin with.
I will, yeah.
And everybody, make sure you follow that because it's probably going to go along the same lines as she goes on here. So,
yep.
But thank you for coming on, and we shall see you later.